And good evening, everyone. And wow, look at this camera thing. It looks like really bad, but bear with us anyway. It is the Seattle Mariners versus the Los Angeles Dodgers, and my mood just continues to just decline every single game, but yet I still have the energy to still cover this game because it's for the content. It's for everyone that wants to not give money to Root Sports and not even give MLB money, I guess, and not even give the radio a view or whatever you want to call it. But we are joined by our friend Ian, who is one of my fans. He wanted to be on the show, and I gave him the okay. Ian, how are you doing, my friend? And by the way, also, you're joined by Steve Silver, so he may have some questions for you for the next 15 minutes or so. So, Ian, how are you doing today?
Pretty good. How are you? And nice to meet you, Steve.
Absolutely, man. It's a pleasure to meet you as well, Mr. Rooftop. I hope you're doing well this evening.
I'm doing the best I can.
Fair enough.
So, Ian, take us to us. How are you feeling about the Seattle Mariners baseball team? Because I know before the show, we had a lot to say about it. So, tell us. Let it all out, man. And whether we agree or not, go ahead.
You know, I would use like 3 words to start this season: exciting, depressing, and then just mid. I mean, because we've had all 3 in one season, and that's pretty much how I'd sum up my feelings towards it. But I don't know. To start with is hitting. They said all offseason, we're going to get bats. We're going to fix the biggest problem for our team, which is the lack of run support. And not only did we trade away Suarez, Teo, and, just didn't really bring in enough stuff until the recent trade for Rosarena. To me, it's still a big missing part, and we're now really costing us games when you have pitchers going out there giving you 7 quality innings of no-run ball, and then we can't even get more than 2 men on base, and it's just out after out after out. And for me, it's time for answers from not ownership, but Jerry DiPoto needs to be honest and sit down with Scott and say, what are you going to do to take this team to the next level? Because we've been giving you years now, and you're just not replicating it. And I get fans will take this differently than I do. 2022 was a 95 magic carpet ride with way less power than we had on that 95 team and talent. People can't really compare that because one had good players and one had players who had a great season that year. And now we're here where we're trying to build around basically Cal Raleigh and Julio. That's what we have. So that's
I know I don't blame you. And the crazy thing is about 95, the ironic thing was the Mariners blew that 10-game lead much quicker than the 95 Angels did. And when we were looking at those stats by that Dorktown video from SB Nation, they were saying the Angels blowing that was very unprecedented. Now imagine if there's a sequel for Dorktown, and imagine what Dorktown would say about how the Mariners blew that.
They'd say it's improbable what the Mariners did. We should never have lost that many games that quickly. And even before that, Houston got started so slow that we should have been way up higher on them. We shouldn't even have let them back in the door.
Not at all. And it's crazy to think that had the Mariners just done the absolute bare minimum, like let's say they just did nothing with the team. Like let's go back to even the Paul Sewald trade. Had that trade not happened, and then let's say Mariners maybe made a little playoff run, probably not. Who knows what could have happened? Or let's go even after the Paul Sewald trade. Had they just kept Eugenio Suarez, had they just extended that qualifying offer to Teoscar, and he would have maybe said yes so he can avoid the state income tax in California if players actually do care about that. Had they not traded,
they care about that.
Had they not traded Jared Kelenic, they would probably be running away with this division had they just done nothing. If they just stood pat exactly the way it is.
Maybe not. See, here's the thing, right? And Ian, I appreciate your opinion because I do appreciate it. One of the things that jumps out to me is where's the accountability? Because you mentioned that this is exactly what we were told this entire offseason, that the contact was going to be better. This was going to be more of a station-to-station offense where, yes, we were going to have launch angle. but it was going to be more contact focus oriented, where we weren't going to see as many strikeouts as we were going to see in 2023. And not only did we see the strikeouts, but we've seen even more strikeouts from this offense. And that's, to me, when I see the Mariners have a 10-game lead or race, my first thing is that's a fireable offense. And especially as this thing progresses, as we get towards the end of the 2024 season, where is that accountability? Like, if this team fails to make the playoffs, I don't want to hear any more excuses. I actually want to see some accountability, which means Scott Service has to go, which means Jerry DiPoto has to go. These two do not have contracts after the 2024 season. And at the conclusion of 2024, that'll be 9 full seasons in Seattle with only 1 playoff appearance and a whole bunch of excuses. And I think we're at this point now where if this happens, if this culminates and this team does not make the playoffs, they lose all credibility with this fan base at this point. And I don't think you can continue to move on with this front office, with this coaching staff. As a matter of fact, Scott Service just came out after the Detroit series talking about how they were too focused on launch angle when it came to contact, and that they were going to reverse and then try to simplify things. And it just boggles my absolute mind that it took this long. It took this long. You fired your hitting coach that you brought in this offseason because you thought maybe that might switch some things, might fix whatever was going on. And of course, the problems continued. And so now you have to ask yourself, does the problem lie with management at this point? Because you look at this roster, it's talented. It's 100% talented, and they're not reaching their potential. So now it's like we have to come to this conclusion of where's the accountability?
Oh, I definitely agree with you on that. I actually, that answers a question we were talking about earlier. I couldn't remember our hitting coach situation. I think Edgar's our organizational hitting coach, maybe still, but I didn't know who's actually running. He's not. Mm-mm. Well, so that's probably another big problem why we can't hit. But
well, at the end of the day, it's like, what, I do appreciate the history of this franchise 100%. And Edgar, for the most part, is very much a part of the history of this franchise. But that being said, we also have to culminate a new future, a new present and a new future where we're actually building those future stars. Julio Rodriguez is a part of that future, and we've muted his best attributes as a hitter. We have muted Cal Raleigh's best attributes because they were so focused on not chasing. They took away pull side power. That's the thing, is like, you can't cultivate future when, to me, like, I don't know, man. Like, it's like, I hear it a lot. I hear that a lot. Edgar, bring Edgar back. And it's like, no. It's just make sure that your coaching staff is in place that understands the strengths of the guys that you have here and put them in a good position to succeed. That's all I'm asking for.
No, I guess, yeah, you're probably right on that. I don't know if I necessarily mean Edgar when I say Edgar, but I want somebody
I see. Okay.
who knows what they're doing. I mean, is like hitting wise. We need somebody who can teach us contact. Like, home runs are great. Home runs aren't going to win you a World Series unless you're the 2009 Yankees and you get lucky with the greatest power stroke I've ever seen recently. You need contact. And
when you have a small Yankee stadium that is nowhere near the dimensions of the old one.
But, the crazy thing is, not only is this lineup bad at contact, they're also the worst 2-strike hitting team that I've ever seen. Situational hitting is situational hitting is the big part of this game. And this team literally has 0, right? This team cannot hit with runners not on base, but they also seriously can't hit with runners on base. They can't hit with 2 strikes. And it's not about hitting dingers. It's about taking what a pitcher's willing to give you and then doing whatever with that pitch, whether that is a single to left field. If you're a left-handed hitter and a pitcher's working you out, and that's the only thing, you get a fastball in the outer hedge, why don't you just wait a half second and put it into left field? Like this lineup is incapable of just doing the small things.
I'm glad you brought that up, actually, because I was going to bring this up. Mitch Haniger's walk-off, where everyone's praised him because he's moved up the list of all time on Mariners walk-off. We should have had a hit way earlier before that walk. We need a single. And what you really brought up, the 2-strike hitting, the Mariners could have the bases loaded and we could be down 1-0 with the winning run on second. And if any of our hitters get up and they get 2 strikes, it's over. Like
it's over.
Going to hit the
Gone.
ball. And
Yeah.
I just want to know who's going to help with this, because like Cal Raleigh, for example, I get he can hit bombs. I get he strikes out a lot. I would just love for him to be able to get up and put a single in the play and know that he's not just going to be power or nothing. I just want something out of him that's not just home run, or anyone on the lineup to be able to say, you're going to come in and you'll be able to do this. With situational hitting, I just don't see it. As you've already stated, we don't have it. And I don't think this team's going to make the playoffs because we don't.
I don't either.
The hitting. We just don't. And
well,
my other thing
the funny thing is that I keep hearing that we have a lineup of good hitters, and I'm like, okay, well, if they're good hitters, then why aren't they hitting good? You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not a big fan of batting average, but the one thing batting average does tell you is whether or not they're hitting, right? And it's like, you look up and down this lineup, and you're seeing guys that are like barely above 200, which tells me when they're not getting their pitch, they're not doing anything else.
Oh yeah, no. Which I think is funny you brought that up, because has anyone noticed Ty France's batting average since leaving the Seattle Mariners?
273 with 3 bombs. And before those Mariner fans say, oh, we are a cursed organization, which many people say, my counter is this. No, we just suck at coaching our batters. That's it.
That's exactly what it is. It wasn't that Ty can't hit. It's that he didn't have the coaching to help him get out of his slump he was in. And he's like, I'm not saying he's going off and having a crazy second half, but he's showing that he can still hit, and he's not where he was here, abysmal. He's going 2 for 4 one night and then 12 games of 0 for 20 or whatever. It
comes back to the Mariner hitting philosophy, and the funny thing about it is, and I've said this routinely. What's funny is, like, hitting a baseball and stepping in the batter's box is one of the simplest things you can do as a baseball player. And there's a reason why they said thinking only hurts the ball club, right? Because if you're a manager, or you're an organization that is giving too much information to your hitters, where they're worried about their launch angle or their X slugging in a 3-1 count, where you're giving them too much information, it's going to be a problem. And the crazy thing about it is, I've always said this, that when I played baseball, that I only looked for one pitch, and that was fastball right down the middle, and everything built off of fastball right down the middle. Mm-hmm. That's it. That is it, right? And coincidentally, it also helped me pick up off speed, low and away. And it was really simple. If I saw it on the first pitch, I'm going to swing at that first pitch, period, point blank, right? And I'm going to put the ball in play. And if I get out, it's an out. But more oftentimes than not, when I was aggressive and I saw that pitch, I put it in play. And the funny thing is, Ty France 2021, 2022 Ty France did exactly that. Like, it was almost like he ignored coaching and literally just stuck with what got him to the big leagues.
Yep.
I'm looking. I think something to say, Ian.
I was just going to say, we can keep talking about hitting, because I have another thing about situational, but it's with our pitching that I have a grip with and a problem with.
Go ahead.
If he's done with hitting, I mean, I don't want to move on if you still want to talk about hitting.
No, okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Scott Service, what really pisses me off is he was a catcher in the major leagues, and his way he manages, I don't think he even knows what the hell catching is, or he's never caught. Well, I mean, I looked at his stats; he sucked, but
no, Scott Service was a career backup catcher.
No, yeah,
he never played.
With that game, he should know how to manage a bullpen. He should not be to the point where the way he's playing off analytics, at least with the Mariners staff, It will never work. We don't have those kind of pitchers.
Right. And
I mean, maybe I'm wrong in this, but I don't even think Munoz is a closer. I think he's a good setup. I think he has the ability.
Oh yeah, no. You're 100% right. I've never believed in Andres Munoz as a closer. I always thought that his best attributes fitted well for the 7th and 8th inning. Yep. This team really hasn't had a closer since the days of Edwin Diaz, but I digress. What's funny is I was in Detroit watching the Mariners in Game 2 of the series, where I actually thought Scott Service was going to screw this thing up. when it came to his uses of the bullpen. But the Mariners, had a 2-1 lead going into the bottom of the 8th, and sure enough, they used Yimi Garcia. And at that point, they used him on back-to-back days. It is what it is. And I was actually okay with the fact that the Mariners lost with their best players, using their best players. Like, I'm okay with those type of losses, but time and time again, we've seen Scott Service play matchups. That the one in Boston comes to mind, where you're the bottom of the 10th inning and with first base open, and you're pitching to Rafael Devers with Tyler Saucedo. And to me, it boggles my mind. And when we talk about when the Mariners fail to make the playoffs, and you talk about how many wins over the course of this season that we had the opportunity to win, and Scott Service took us away from putting us in the best position. And again, this gets back to accountability. This is what I desire, Ian, because we have another 3 more years until this window closes. Because when you think about Cal Raleigh, another 3 more years until he hits free agency. Logan Gilbert, same thing. George Kirby, again, same thing. Like, we have basically another 2 to 3 more years with this core intact. And I would like to see a GM a winning GM, a guy like Dave Dombrowski, or even bring in the
Theo Epstein.
Theo Epstein, thank you very much. Bring in the curse breaker to look at this organization, to examine this core, keep who you think is going to be able to help you win a championship, evaluate the minor league organization, and make trades to augment this roster and get this team to a World Series. Because the talent is there, the minor league organizational depth is there. A lot of these guys are not going to be a part of this team long term. So go ahead, use the leverage that you have right now to bring in legit all-stars to augment with this roster and actually make a push. The biggest problem that I've had with Jerry Dipoto is the fact that he does not believe in handing out long-term contracts. He doesn't, because Jerry Dipoto believes in roster flexibility. And so if you give a guy a 5-year contract and he's locked into one position, that's not flexibility.
Yep.
Right? And that's, to me, that's a problem.
No, it most definitely is. And I 100% agree with you. Actually, I go as far back as saying, I think it was 2017 when we had Cruz, Segura, Cano, and Seager were having a great year. That's a win now team. We have not had a team that's built for long term for a while. This is we want to win now. We are going to win now. Here's your pieces. Go out and add to it. And it will be the age-old discussion of, we're never going to spend to get the big names to do it. So we have to figure out a new GM to come in and figure out, with the spending they have, how to build a team around this, get the coaches in place so you can win now. Because, I mean, our owner is never going to give the money. He doesn't want to see us succeed. And I'll say that until I die. Stanton is the biggest scumbag on the planet.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, man. Stanton's not Nintendo. See, I would agree with you if this was the Nintendo ownership. I probably would agree with you. But the thing about it is, I do believe John Stanton wants to win a World Series. And just like any professional sports team, they have a budget. But please believe me when I tell you that the Mariners print their own money. They are a very wealthy franchise. They have a corner of this country with no competition. You know what I mean? As far as baseball goes, right? And that's the thing. It's like every single year they're profitable. Every single year they get at least 2 million fans to pay those ridiculous ass prices to go to T-Mobile Park. They make money. 100% they make money. And if they actually want to go spend dollar for dollar with the Dodgers, they could. They really could. They just choose not to.
Well, yeah, and again, I don't think that it's that Stanton doesn't want to win. I think he's not as bad as Fisher, but I think he has money that he's just not willing to use in certain areas for certain deals.
Maybe.
Or maybe it's, I could be wrong. Maybe it's Dipoto. Maybe Dipoto tells him, I don't want to spend this money. I'm not going to get this guy.
I'll give you a good example. This entire offseason, we heard that the Mariners just did not have the payroll flexibility to go out there and add major pieces. And as we saw, he trimmed payroll to add payroll. But then when it comes to the deadline, what does he do? He adds payroll. He adds Randy Arozarena. He adds Justin Turner. Jimmy Garcia. They didn't get rid of guys to make payroll to make room for those guys. They just added it. So and you're gonna sit there and try to carry on that narrative like they can't afford to up payroll. Bullshit, because they just did.
That's very true. You are correct. We added some pieces, which I didn't even think they'd add. Which, I like Rosarena. I'm not sold on Turner. I still don't think we needed him.
He's a free agent after this year, but you get but you know what it is. What it is. They added payroll. Yeah, they added payroll.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. Where we're at right now, I just want to see us finish the season on a good foot forward to building something new. Because, yeah, we could go win out and get in the wild card, but I don't think Scott knows how to manage to win. We get a team like Toronto again. We get 2 games where we have – because actually game 2 of Toronto, when we won it last time in the playoffs, we were down so much on that the comeback
8 to
crazy.
1 or something like that.
It's not that we were in that game to begin with. We had a comeback. We got in, and then – we had a great momentum in Houston, and it's
a different team. And we don't have that momentum anymore.
Oh no! But I'm just saying, I don't think this team is capable of doing what that team did by any means. At least with this coaching staff. Coaching staff,
not at all.
And that's weird because that coaching staff was able to do that, right? I think it's just a different cast of characters. It's a different cast of characters, but also, what's interesting about it is. And I get back to the fact that, they've muted some of our best players' strongest attributes because they were so worried about the strikeouts that they took them away from the things that they do the best, right? Which is what got them there to begin with in the first place. And let's understand that players aren't developing the way that they used to back in the 80s and 90s, right? For example, back in the 80s and 90s, you could not come up to the major leagues unless you can prove you could hit to all fields. That's something you had to do. Now it's different. Towards the mid 2000s, when the steroid era ended, and Major League Baseball was looking for a way to keep power numbers up, they went to full pull power hitter, right? Mm-hmm. So kids now are developing with one skill set, which is basically just to be pure pull power hitters, right? Bryce Harper, Aaron Judge. All these guys have one attribute, and they do it very well. Julio Rodriguez has got that too. Rodriguez is a natural pull power hitter, and what are we not seeing this year that we saw the last 2 years, right? Julio gets off to a slow start, but Julio eventually rebounds in the second half of the season and becomes an MVP candidate because he finally just, for whatever reason, his timing, whatever the case may be, but Julio is an absolute animal when it comes to inside fastballs, cutters on the inside portion of the plate, and he drives them into the gap or he drives them into the bullpen. And what are we not seeing this year? Julio is not even catching up to the inside fastball anymore. And why is that? Why is that? Because he's so hell bent on not flailing on slider low and away, right? Yeah. So his counts are like he's working counts and he's taking the occasional walk, but every fastball that comes right down the middle of the pipe, it's either fouled away because his timing is not there, or he swings right through it.
Yep.
Right.
Very accurate.
Right. And that to me is a direct reflection of the coaching, right? They've taken him away from his God gift of basically stroking an inside fastball over the left field fence. They've muted that away. They've taken that away from Cal Raleigh. They've taken it away from Julio Rodriguez. They took it away from Ty France, who's no longer part of the organization anymore. And it's like, and when you see games like that second game in Detroit, you get a great start from Brian Wu. Brian Wu had an unbelievable start. Goes 7, gives up 1 run on 3 hits. That should be a victory 10 times out of 10. And this offense manages 2 runs on 3 hits, 4 hits.
Yep.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it's the same old song, at least for the last couple of months. And all I see from Scott is he comes in and gives us BS every night. And I'm tired of it. I want either Jerry or ownership. Somebody needs to address the team, the fans, and tell them what's going on. Because, I mean, except for some of us like you and Rooftop, who, we care about the Mariners. We get into it more than the average fan. They think it's just that there's something wrong. We don't have all the big weapons. That's not the issue. It's really comes down to coaching, and I'm just tired of no one owning up to it or giving just wild accusations like, oh, if we had had Shohei, we'd be winning. I don't care if we had prime Barry Bonds in 2001. We wouldn't be winning. I don't care how many home runs you hit. You need more than one player.
That, man. I don't know about that. If we had prime Barry hitting third in the order, I don't know about that. But I get your
one hitter. Just out of curiosity.
I would think that if you had a prime Barry Bonds hitting third in your lineup and Julio hitting in front of him, knowing that they can't pitch around Julio to get to Barry, you know what I mean? Like that matters, right? But I'll say this though, I'm at this point where I don't want to see Scott Service anymore. I'm at that point now where here's the thing, right? Because if the Mariners squeak into the playoffs, that's going to be good enough to give them a contract extension. Like that's good enough.
Upsetting
right?
To me. Yes.
Right. And that's upsetting, right? Because the expectation should be ALCS or better. This team is not built. The team is not built for this, but that's the reality. That's how soft this franchise is. That's how soft this fan base is, where if they squeak into the playoffs, that'll just be enough. And Scott Service will get a 3-year extension. Jerry Dipoto will get a 3-year extension, and this will carry on until eventually they're going to have to trade Logan Gilbert or George Kirby or Cal Raleigh because they're not going to re-sign here. You know what I mean? They're not going to do that, and I don't want to see this window wasted. And so if that means that the Mariners have to miss the playoffs this year in order to get a new front office or to get a new manager, actually, I would prefer all of the above, right? I would prefer it to get a new GM in here that's going to hire a new coach that is going to maximize the rest of this window. I'm willing to not be in the playoffs this year in order for that to happen. I know it sucks because I want to win a championship every single year. And I've been saying that since 1988. I've been saying this for every single year for the last 35 years. But I'm willing to sit out the playoffs one more year if it means that we actually get a GM to come into this organization who has been to the top of the mountain, just like we got when we had Pat Gillick. Mm-hmm. You know, Pat Gillick had the best 4-year stretch in team history. He was a proven winner. If we can get one of those guys in here who's going to hire a coach he trusts, who's also a winner, I'm willing to sit out the playoffs this year for that 100%.
And I'm 100% with you. Actually, I've been fed up with Service for the last 2 years, even when we made the miracle push. I'm tired of it. I want change, and I want it now. And I get the fans want the playoffs, but what mediocre do you want? You want to be the team that gets into the wild card or the ALDS and gets tromped every year? No, I don't want that. That's
the truth is the Mariners have been spinning their wheels for the last 3 years as a fringe playoff contender. Mm-hmm. They're good, but they're not great. You know what I mean? There's a ceiling right now to this team. And that's the thing is I like somebody to come in to break that ceiling so we can actually elevate this team higher because all the building blocks are there.
I'm hoping that would happen, but I mean, on the worst case, what if we do miss it and they still extend Service because Dipoto got his extension? See, that's where I'm also concerned that
I quit. Yeah, it's unfortunate. But
maybe we just need a huge, ginormous meltdown, and we need that, and we need another D. Gordon type fight, and maybe that will just completely seal the deal. But it looks like we are getting close to that time. And Ian, you got any final thoughts before we've got to start our coverage for this torturous baseball game that we're going to be covering?
We can, compete tonight, something. That's all I'd like to see is some competitiveness come out of our club. But no, thanks for having me on. It's fun to talk baseball with people who actually understand instead of people who don't really know the game. I mean, I've been coaching travel ball for the last 4 years. So I've been in baseball my whole life all the way up to college. So I know, but it's just it's just frustrating when I think I could put a bunch of 14-year-olds out there and they'd be able to hit in situations better than the major leaguers. And that to me is a problem.
You know, what's funny is I thought that, one of the hallmarks, at least, of a Scott Service baseball team is they seem to show up against the other playoff teams, right? That was like, like you knew that they would play down to competition, like against the Angels. You like they would dub a series here and there against bad competition, but they would always show up against the Astros or another playoff contender, right? That
Phillies
was like
and Mets.
right? But this year they haven't shown up at all. Not against playoff contenders, not against the White Sox or the A's or the Angels. Like they have just been consistently. I guess you use the word mid. Yeah, I guess you could say that word is accurate. They've been mid at best all season long.
Yep.
Even when they had the 10-game lead in the division,
they were mid. I didn't believe
I was telling Astro fans of like, hey, you guys are fine. Your guys are gonna make a comeback. It's okay. Sure. And these Astro fans like, I hope you're right, man. Like that's the new trash talking I have with Astro fans. I'm just being condescending with them, saying, no, you guys are fine. It's all good. We suck.
Dude, as a longtime Mariner fan who has seen it all, it's like when we jumped out to that lead, I was like, it doesn't matter. Like here, the reality is that Houston started the season with a lot of guys that were on the DL, and eventually they were going to get healthy. And once they got healthy, this is a team that has been to the LCS for 7 straight years. This team knows how to win baseball games, right? That's something that the Mariners don't have. We do not know how to win at that high of a clip. So I was like, it was only going to be a matter of time before Houston caught fire. They caught fire, and that it is what it is. It is what it is.
Yep.
All right. Well, Ian, thank you very much for being on the show, and enjoy this baseball game. I hope.
It was hey Ian, it was a pleasure meeting you, and I hope we do this again, man.
I'd love to do it again if I'm invited back. But enjoy the call, guys. I'll be listening to you because I can't bear to stand Rick Riz waste his voice on this awful team.
Oh, I feel bad for the guy now.
Dude, I love Rick Riz though. I love Rick Riz though.
That's my thing.
Dude, he's the greatest dude in the world. I love Rick, but yeah, it's like when it's like, you know, it was just like Dave Niehaus, man. It's like these dudes wanted this team to win so bad so they could actually call meaningful games.
I grew up
it sucks.
All I did was listen on the radio, and I feel bad for him to have to call this. Yeah. So, thanks, guys.
All right.
Thanks. Thanks for being here. All right. Now let's get into the game. And thank you, Ian, for being on this show. And I'm sure we will have you again. And maybe other Mariner fans will follow. But now let's take a look at the matchup of this game. We've got Bryce Miller, who had fantastic game last week, but he was robbed by getting pulled by Scott Service too early. I know I said it 100 times like I'm kicking a dead horse. Against one of my fantasy baseball assets that I just added, Walker Buehler. He's probably going to give me 10 strikeouts just like what Gavin Stone did last night. He is going to be going, and he has a 5.58 ERA, and I expect this to be a very difficult matchup. That 5.58 ERA seems so intimidating because Mariners are just scared against going up against these +5 ERA guys, which ironically, when the Mariners went up against that Paul, what's his name, from the Pirates, they actually held up okay comparatively. Paul Skeens, they actually were able to hold up a little bit. And now when they play it against...
It's so Seattle Mariners, right? Where, you know, they get dominated the first 2, and then all of a sudden they break out in that third game for 10 runs, and it's like that's not going to carry. That there's zero carryover to that. And then, you know, when they, you know, game 1 against LA, I was just like, yeah, of course, that's the Mariners that I know and love.
That we know and love, and look at that. I think that's the comment of the night so far. Flick the switch. 5.58 ERA equals 12 strikeouts.
Yeah, a Dodger pitcher has an ERA under 6. We're so screwed.
This is why I love the Flick. Not only does he make fun of me for all the commercials I have and the way I do things, but he also has great jokes making fun of the Mariners. Let's take a look and see what else we've got. Oh, great point by Kevin Kirby. Jerry needs to decide between his friendship or his job. I just don't get why they didn't fire all their coaches and why just Brant Brown, which is a great point. I mean, it takes me back where, just as a very small example, but I actually have a friend where he makes fun of me of how I work. And there are times where he says, man, if I was the boss, I'd fire your ass. Like, I have a friend literally like that. Like, he's not gonna like completely job protect me just because we're like the best friends, and we're like best friends to the point where like we could be brothers. But when it comes to like work and business, oh, he'll give me a really hard time, or vice versa. And that's what Jerry won't do. He has no balls.
Yeah, well, you know, these two have been working together for years now, right? So this is nothing new. They got, you know, they have a close personal friendship, and you know, the question is, you know, well, you know, if John Stanton came to Jerry Dipoto and said, listen, it's either your friendship or your job, you choose, because we're nowhere near our expectations, and so you have to decide, do you want to get fired or do you want to fire your buddy? Which is it? You know, I'd be curious to see which way. I'd like to be curious to see which way the wind blows with Jared Dipoto, right? Like, is it loyalty or is it his job? If he's smart,
Jerry
he takes his job.
I mean, Jerry could at least just say, hey, Scott, I love you. You're a brother to me. But this manager thing's just not working out. But you could still work with me within the... No, not even that.
No.
Not even like a scout.
No.
Like, get him the hell out of here. I like that. I like that.
No, it's like there's no golden parachutes for Scott Service. It's like, listen, man, we gave you 9 years. 9 years, and there's only one playoff appearance in 9 years. There's no golden parachutes for mediocrity. Like, this isn't Boeing. This isn't Boeing. You don't get a golden parachute.
This isn't Apple, where Steve Jobs fired like his entire board members.
Right. It's like, listen, man, you don't get to shortchange parts and make planes fall out of the sky and then get a golden parachute on the way down. That's not how this works. This is baseball, right? It's a results-driven business, and that means if the results are not there, and allegedly we have the best core that we've ever had, and we're underperforming on his watch. That is it. That is all. End of story. No more Scott Service.
Okay, you got me. Man, there's a lot of things where you get me. But yeah, and I'm the biggest Scott Service hater. Not even I'm saying, well, put him in a front office role, because he's more of that. And that was his role anyway. Nope. Okay. That's great. Nope. And by the way, I just couldn't help that. I was distracted by this Pizza Hut ad where they're selling some chicken tenders and a mini pizza for $6.99. Would you do it?
No.
Yeah.
Pizza Hut, I'm 100% out across the board.
What about the buffet era?
Well,
which they're trying to bring back.
By the way, when I was a kid, I used to eat a lot of Pizza Hut as a kid. So yeah, I guess in that era, sure, but we're not in that era now.
No, that era's gone. Now these big boys like McDonald's, their Big Macs are like $10, and they're even this small. When they were like $2, they were like this big back in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, I can't do McDonald's anymore either, dude. It just hurts the stomach too much, man. I can't do it.
I remember I got sick out of McDonald's because I was playing that Monopoly game, because I was just trying to get that one stupid little sticker, and I was like, French fries, and next thing I know, I'm sick. Sick as a dog.
I used to get like the free drinks and free drinks.
Oh, Godfather's Pizza, yes.
By the way, back in Federal Way, there used to be a Godfather's Pizza that I used to eat at every Friday night. I used to get down with Godfather's Pizza. Their taco pizza and breadsticks, 100%.
There's one in Spanaway, I believe, and Wenatchee.
Spanaway.
Mike Blowers is home. And by the way, we are getting ready for this game real soon. And the first pitch will be brought to you by SeatGeek. Some of you guys have been using my coupons. Maybe it's the guys from California.
Bueller.
Maybe it's the guys that want to see the Mariners die. Maybe it's in the anticipation of that home against the Giants. So I thank you to those two people that did use my promo code. Thank you very much. And now
Bueller.
Fear the Bueller.
Walker. Bueller.
Fear him. We fear. And now the lineup that we must do. And one of Jay Triden's friends thinks it's a disaster. We've got Victor Robles leading off, and he's been struggling since they gave him that contract. Pretty premature, by the way.
Yeah.
Julio Rodriguez, Cal Raleigh, Luke Raley, Arozarena moved all the way down to 5th. Polanco at 6th. Haniger, Josh Rojas, Ribas. I think we know exactly how this is going to go.
100%. 100. This is not a good lineup.
Honestly, I think we're all just here just to hang out. This is just a social thing, really.
This, by the way, this just does have a feeling that they're playing out the string again. Unless this team gets hot, right?
I can't see that happening.
I can't.
And by the way, Walker Buehler pitches a fastball 28% of the time. We know also that's going to go. Fastball down the middle is going to be a foul ball. And now here is the first pitch, and that is outside for a ball.
I would love to see this team jump out early against Buehler, maybe put a couple runs on the board. A couple runs. I'd
like to see 1 run on the board. The pitch. And now here's a fly ball to center field, and that is going to be caught by the center fielder. I mean, you did like the swing, but he popped it out, so you can't really say much.
I don't think Robles got rich and stopped trying. I think really what it was that Robles got hot. You know what I mean? Like that happens sometimes with baseball players. They got hot.
Do you know who is the example of playing for a contract and then doing nothing? Jerome James of the Seattle Supersonics, then leaves for the Knicks. That's the perfect example.
100%.
Now here's a fly ball to right center field, going to that center fielder again. He's already busy today. And
how about the gentleman that took the contract away from Sean Kemp?
Jim McIlvaine.
That dude stopped trying too.
Yeah, he did. It was only his long, lanky arms that gave him the 2 blocks, and then he got his job taken away by what's his name? I don't even know his name, but he was like a 6'9" undersized center, and he still took his job for the 96-97 Sonics towards the end.
Oh yeah, Frank Bukowski.
Not even that. Frank Bukowski was gone after 96.
Oh, that's right. The brick.
Dennis Rodman destroyed his career. And now here's Cal Raleigh up to the plate, and we are looking at a 1-0. And now the pitch.
Ooh.
And now here's a ground ball, and that's going to be a fair ball into the corner. That kind of hit someone in there. And now Cal Raleigh's going to second base, and the throw is not in time. And Cal Raleigh had to turn the Jets a little bit. And now we've got
with the wheels.
The double. He hustled.
The wheels.
And speak of, Ryan Divish did report that Scott Boras, Cal Raleigh's agent, was having a conversation with Scott Service. I wonder what that was about. I wonder if it's like, hey, get ready for his free agency. You got the money for him by then?
No, it's, can you please stop running my client into the dirt by playing him 152 times a year? Can you actually manage and not make sure that my client isn't broken by the time he hits free agency?
That's a good point. I like that one.
Yeah.
Oh, it was like the ball boy that got hit, kind of, almost. And now here's Luke Raley looking at a 1-0. And now the pitch. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. But how dare he even bother doing a check swing?
How dare he? By the way, left-handed batters are hitting 341 against Walker Buehler.
Oh, you would think that so Scott Service actually did his research, or he did the bare minimum job.
No. Luke Raley actually has to do the work on this one.
Oh, he has to actually do the work. Oh, crap. And if Luke Raley hits a home run, Mariners have a better chance of winning, too, they say. The 2-1. And that is outside for a ball. Good eye. So that's going to leave an opportunity for Randy Arozarena, who's waiting on deck right now.
Well, let's see what we do here. 3-1.
3-1 to Luke Raley. And now here is the pitch. And that is ball 4. Take your base. And now we've got runners on first and second. But with Randy Arozarena up, I think we already have an idea what's going to happen.
Walker Buehler was not happy with that one. He thought he caught the upper part of that zone right there.
That was outside, man. Come on, Buehler.
That was a little up right there. So
come on, Buehler. It's the Mariners. You'll take care of them. You're a 5-guy ERA. You have a good chance.
Let's go, Randy.
You're undervalued for fantasy baseball. Now we're looking 0 for 3 in this series is Randy Arozarena. And now here's the pitch. And that's a foul ball.
He's batting a hot 216 on the season.
Oh, it gets even worse. Ever since he joined the Mariners, actually, he's playing a little bit better since then. 216, 229 as the Mariners, but Justin
Ooh.
Turner's the one that's stinking the hole.
That's funny. When was the last time Randy got
Pitch.
hit? That's a good question. Probably Detroit.
Actually,
maybe?
I can look it up because internet is a thing.
Ah.
And we're looking at the 1-1 so far for Randy Arozarena. And the last time he got a hit was at Detroit when they got killed by the Tigers. And that is going to be a strike 1-2 for Randy Arozarena.
I know, right? Hey, Steve Lindbergh is right about this with no strikeouts yet.
4 batters in a ND. And now we're looking at the 1-2 to Randy Arozarena, the pitch. And now, what just happened? He just flew his bat.
He got fooled.
And now he's got to give it to Randy Arozarena. If Tommy Lasorda was there, he would have had to dive for his life.
Tell you what, man, he was fooled on that pitch. He was way out in front. But here comes the strikeout right here. 1-2.
Oh, you feel it, don't you?
Oh yeah, fastball running away on the outside corner of the plate, and he takes it. Watch.
Oh, you already seen it. You already ruined it for me, didn't you? And now we're looking at the 1-2, and that's outside for a ball 2-2.
I was wrong. See, I told you.
He fell for it. No, he didn't fall for it. That's good.
Come on, Randy, don't let me down.
Yeah, he'll let you down. Don't worry. We're looking at the 2-2 and the pitch. Oh, outside for ball 3. Are they actually working the count?
Bueller can't locate the fastball right now.
Hey, Bueller, it's fine. It's the Mariners. You got nothing to worry about. And we're looking at the 3-2, and now the pitch. And that is ball 4. Take your base. And now we got the bases loaded with 2 outs, though. And the batter is going to be... Oh, no. Oh, no. Here's my perfect reaction to this. It's going to be Polo. I think I want to get myself squished by Austin Powers just because of that. No!
Let's go, Polo. The 683 OPS.
Patriotic bat that he's got on the handle. And the pitch. And that was right in the middle for a strike. I mean, that is as strike as it gets. Why do we have to have Polo? Why? Yeah, he's just staring at meatballs. It's correct.
Well, that's
now here is the 0-1. Oh, it was right there, Polo. What are you doing, man? Are you gonna strike out after this? Like you can't do this to me.
He's doing what Polo does.
What was your initial reaction when the Mariners traded for him? Were you like, oh no?
No. As a matter of fact, I actually thought it was a good trade.
Pitch.
But,
Inside, and that is going to be ball 1. And actually, at this point, Polo should just step into it. If I were him, if it goes anywhere inside, he should step into it and take it for the team.
Ooh!
Offense we can get. And now the 1-2. And now here's a line drive, and that is going to be a base hit. And the Mariners finally get on the board. Are they waving another runner in? And that is going to be we're going to find out. And what that is 2 runs in there, and that is a 2-run single for Jorge Polanco.
See, they jumped out on Bueller in the first inning. Couple of runs, they jumped out ahead.
You know what? It's because they heard our criticisms. They were on their phones like, oh, these 3 little kids are talking crap about it. Let's prove those fools wrong. Yeah, I'll take it. And actually, this is for you, Polo. I have to do this for you. Well, now they're pitching to Mitch Haniger, so I can't really play it the full time. Imagine if I played that and then Mitch hit a home run after that. That would have been embarrassing. And now we're looking at the 0-1, and look at Bryce Miller. He's just like breathing, like, yes, I got 2 runs. And now the 0-1. Oh, why did you do that?
The fact that Mitch is still on this roster is it just boggles my mind.
Who would you rather have? 2010 Ken Griffey Jr. right now or Mitch Haniger?
I'd take 2022 Adam Frazier.
That's not the question. That's not the choices. The 0-2. And that is outside for a ball.
I would take neither.
No, but you got to choose the lesser of two evils. I mean, I did look up the numbers already. Mitch Haniger is still better than 2010 Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah, I would take this version of Mitch Haniger over.
But it ain't saying much. Pitch. Oh, and that hit him.
Would you hear? How about this one? How about 2009 Ken Griffey Jr.
over Mitch Haniger?
Over this year's Mitch Haniger. And by the way, 2010
Ken Griffey Jr. I'm still taking that.
2009 Ken Griffey Jr. wasn't really that great. He was
19 home runs, and he was fat.
Yeah, he was fat.
Fat. We're talking fat. Like, he got big, and it's not like Barry Bonds big. Like, it was like Jabba the Hutt big.
Goddamn okra and beans got him Oprah and jeans. Seems to me a little cuisine.
Outside for a ball, and we're actually seeing some patience at the plate. And my best advice to Mitch Haniger, I hate to say it, but if it goes inside, just do a little turnaround and let it hit you. I'm sorry, but that's the only way you can do offense at this point.
Oh, Mitch is. Oh, look at Mitch.
And the 2-2.
Mitchell.
And that is a 3-2 count on Mitch Haniger. And we are
Walker
looking
Buehler.
at a full count.
Making Mr. Buehler work here.
He really is. And while we are looking at this game, I want to see around the league.
Ooh, nope.
And here is the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to left center field, but the center fielder is there. He makes the catch. He owns all of those 3 outs for the Dodgers, but the Mariners do take a 2-0 lead on a 2-run single by Jorge Polanco. And also another news, Astros and Red Sox are tied. And after all this ranting, I need a little breather. SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal. And you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code ROOFTOPSPORTS to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you. Yep, and thank you to those people that did use the promo code. Chances are that they used that to torture themselves at this Mariners game, although they are winning. And thank you, Korean Pizza Boy, for giving me the $1. That must have been your tip that you got from your pizza customer. Thank you very much. And Steven says, it's crazy to me that they did all that salary dump in the offseason just to bring in Haniger for what, $19 million a year?
It was 15, but close enough.
Yeah. But they didn't have money. It's almost like you should have just kept Eugenio Suarez at that point.
My question to you is, what's Suarez doing this year?
Suarez actually has been picking it up in the second half, and we could actually use those numbers now. I hate to say it.
I was okay with it.
I'm still not. I was still enraged. He's batting .231 with 18 home runs, 69 RBIs, 305 OBP though. But that part is dipping. His OPS is slightly better than last year's, but we could use those numbers right now, unfortunately.
What are his strikeout numbers?
His strikeout numbers, good question.
Mm-hmm.
135 in 122 games.
That's a lot. Yeah, and I'm sure his strikeout percentage is over 30 or pretty close to it.
He strikes out 1.1. If we do 214, he's doing better than this year, though. And now here is Bryce Miller pitching to the Ohtani, the pitch, and that is a strike. And speak of the Japanese Ohtani, I did also rename my video. I also put it in Japanese right next to the English, so I can try to attract some of the Shohei Ohtani fans.
Wow.
We're looking at the 0-1, the pitch.
Big tech.
Oh, low for a ball. Hits the dirt.
This is a good matchup right out of the chute, man.
Shohei Ohtani with 39 home runs. Career versus the Mariners, 251. So I guess the Mariners, other than giving up the home runs, they still somewhat handle him a bit. Kind of. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2.
Nice split.
Kelenic cooled down. I'm a little bit surprised by that. I really am surprised that Kelenic cooled down. I thought that change of scenery was really going to make him into an all-star, and it just hasn't happened. So I am shocked by that. And we are looking at the 1-2. And here is the pitch. And ground ball foul, and that kind of fouled off of himself. And we're looking at the 1-2 on Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei Ohtani. Let's go.
Which I was hoping the Mariners would go for him, but of course they didn't. And now we're looking at the 1-2. And now here is the pitch. Up high for a ball, 2-2. Bryce Miller seems that he doesn't want to give Shohei Ohtani any kind of good pitches. I mean, considering that Bryce Miller is a fastball pitcher, he's a very fastball happy pitcher.
Oh, got him.
And now the 2-2. And a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Down goes Ohtani. And now we've got 1 out.
Goes to the split again. That was a great pitch.
It was a fantastic pitch by Ohtani.
Woo. Reaching.
He did reach on that one. Very uncharacteristic of Shohei Ohtani to do, I would say.
Opponents are only hitting $165 against the split.
Yeah, you should use that a bit more. And now the pitch by Miller to the other former MVP, Mookie Betts. And that is a strike. I have a Dodgers fan that actually doesn't like Mookie Betts because regular season, great, but then playoffs. Now we're looking at the 0-1. And now the pitch to Mookie Betts. And that is outside for a ball, 1-1. Surprising fact for this season, I've actually covered, this is my 5th Dodgers game that I have actually covered. I covered 2 of them in the Korea game. Yes, I woke up at 3-4 a.m. for that. People say I'm insane for that. And the 1-1. And that is going to be popped up and fouled. I covered a Reds-Dodgers game. I got to see an Ohtani home run, so that was fun to watch. And now I've covered these last 2 games. Mookie Betts against the Mariners bats .240. So it seems that the Mariners pitching staff, they are more than capable of handling this Dodgers offense. They just got to score. And now the 1-2 pitch, and that is low for a ball, 2-2. And also, just a bit, I'm going to turn on the Astros game on my phone so I can closely monitor that as well.
Yeah, it's not necessarily about the first time through the lineup. It's going to be the second time through the lineup for Big Tex here. You know, this is exactly.
Oh, strike 3, and Mookie Betts went around, and that is going to be 2 outs.
This is exactly what I expect. Expected how Bryce to start. But again, you know, this lineup is so good and so deadly.
It's a lineup that,
yeah.
I mean, you would think that this is a regular World Series team, but they surprisingly are not. And by the way, Boston just scored, so that's the good news. And now we got the other former MVP, Freddie Freeman, formerly of the Atlanta Braves, who he is still loved to be. The pitch, and that is inside for a ball. And you are correct about the whole, they don't care about the income tax, because if Freddie Freeman really cared about state income tax, he would have stayed in Atlanta.
It's the Dodgers, though.
It is the Dodgers. And
the Dodgers.
LA's his home, too. The 1-0.
Right. So, you know, but yeah, you know, players do care about the tax situation. But, you know, it's also franchise. It's also fit as well, too. So, you know, the Mariners aren't exactly the hot commodity free agent wise, though.
They can be when they want to be.
Cost of living. Seattle does not rank. Does not rank.
And he went around. He did go around. Oh, yeah. I mean, I work in real estate, and I know. I mean, look how long it took for Russell Wilson to sell his house. Now, granted, he did sell he did try to price it like an egotistical maniac, and he probably didn't listen to his agent going, "Yeah, I want to sell like 40 million." The agent's like, "No, do like 20-something million."
Right.
And that's why it was on market for 2 years.
You know, the crazy thing is, it's, you know, these guys make very good life-changing money, but they also don't want to lose it all either, right? So cost of living does happen to matter.
And Washington does not help unless
no.
And now
if you're making, you know, if you sign a 5-year,
inside, then it nearly got him.
You know, if you're signing a 5-year, $50 million deal, I mean, that's one thing, right? You can make that last, but you know, if you're making major league averages,
yeah.
Woo.
And now the 3-2 pitch. And there is a fly ball to left field, and that is going to be over, and that is going to be a ground rule double for Freddie Freeman. And I really thought that was going to be gone just by the angle of it. And look at that dancing by Freddie Freeman. What are you doing?
You see, by the way, you see how Freddie Freeman hits? Running a fastball running on the outside corner of the plate, doesn't swing through it, just puts a nice easy swing, double down the left field line. That's how left-handed hitters are supposed to hit.
That's what you like to see.
So Josh Rojas, Don Canzone, pay attention.
And now we're looking at Teoscar Hernandez. And now here's the pitch. And that is upside for a ball. I mean, do you think that maybe Aaron Judge and like Carlos Correa skipped out on San Francisco because they also, and San Francisco is also notorious for insane real estate prices too?
Correct.
Even worse than New York for Aaron Judge? Probably the 1-0.
It's right on par, but would you rather stay with the Yankees and pay New York prices, or would you go to San Francisco, be a giant, and pay San Francisco prices? Right.
I'll stay in New York, surprisingly.
At least in New York, you're going to be in the playoffs every year.
And now we're looking at the 1-1 for Teoscar Hernandez, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike two. Former Mariner, and I am still eating my words where I said, oh, yeah, I was okay getting rid of Teoscar. Screw that. Screw his 200-plus strikeouts, and look where I am. I'm a fool. I stand corrected.
Yeah, I don't know.
The 1-2. Okay, and popped up.
Because there was no guarantee that he would put up the same amount of the same kind of numbers as he did.
Do you think he would have taken the 20? Do you think he would have taken the qual? And even if he didn't, even if the Mariners just put up a blank check and he said no, Mariners get a first-round pick from the Dodgers.
Because I do believe that that Teoscar only signed a 1-year deal with the Dodgers.
He did.
Yeah. So.
And he must be on that overachieving kind of thing where.
No, he's betting on himself. On a 1-year deal.
Paying off, and it's paying off so far, at least.
Yeah. He's going to get a multi-year deal this offseason.
And who knows who's going to give it to him, too. That's the other question of who would actually be willing to overpay for him.
The Seattle Mariners and their
1-2. And that's a foul.
Desperate need for power. They want power guys.
Nah, they're not going to get him.
No, I know they're not going to get him.
And I saw a fan wearing a Nomar Garcia Parra jersey.
Nomar
with his routine. Oh, I got to fix my little glove right there. Got to do my little makeup.
Nomar was easily one of the goofiest ball players I ever remember seeing.
Really was. The 1-2. Oh, the swing and a miss, strike three. That's the Teoscar Hernandez that we knew and loved. And that is going to retire the side. It was kind of nearly a 1-2-3 inning, and all those 3 outs came from strikeouts thanks to Bryce Miller, who is also on my fantasy baseball team. Woo!
There it is.
Kevin Kirby says, I think LeBron James is the best athlete with his money. Ever so many investments. You know, that's something you got to give the respect to because many athletes blow their money so fast, like Allen Iverson did. But yeah, you got people like Shaq. Got LeBron.
MJ's pretty good with his money too.
Well, yeah, there was that. Yeah. MJ has done great with his money. LeBron's doing great with his money. And Shaq has done fantastic. Look at all those franchises he owns.
Shaq. Yeah. But also Shaq is the king of the commercials, man. I don't think he's ever had a commercial that he never turned down. Like Shaq is always plug in something from Icy Hot to the General, to,
count on it.
Yeah.
I actually looked up, I actually did some research on, because I'm kind of good friends with I work at the pizza place, and I'm kind of cool with that pizza boss, and he tells me as it is. But when I did some extra research on franchise, oh boy, it's a very tough business to be a part of. Like, with the take-home pay that you get, if you're lucky, you're a glorified general manager with the pay that you're 100%. Getting. 100%. And when I saw this video, I made a joking comment saying, I'm sure minimum wage raising advocates might change their mind after on what they believe after they see this video. Like, the guy was stressing a lot about like labor costs.
Yeah.
That was his biggest stressor. And he admitted that the
Well-
only reason he overpaid to do labor was just so he could go on vacation for like a week.
I know a lot of restaurateurs in the Seattle area that, you know, for the first 5 years of their owning their own restaurant, they didn't have a salary.
No, that restaurant was their life.
That's exactly right. I mean, they're working 80 hours a week just to keep the thing afloat, and then maybe after 5 years they start breaking even. They might consider giving themselves a salary, but they're keeping labor as low as they possibly can. But even then,
Too low.
You know what I mean, it's a tough business, man.
It is, and that's why being
people think
a franchise.
People think that with the franchisee tag of like a McDonald's or a Burger King or Pizza Hut,
It doesn't matter.
It does not matter.
2-1, and that's gonna be strike 2. Like I was watching the guy I was watching about was Subway, and he was saying it as it is. Like he was basically saying, "Hey, this is not for everyone." The 2-2 pitch. And now here's a ground ball, and that is going to be an easy out as a little bit of tapper. But yeah, if you're a franchise, I wonder how it must feel. If you're a franchise owner in any fast food in California, I wonder how they're feeling right now. They're obviously thinking about, man, I better start investing into a robot because they cannot keep up.
There are fast food restaurants down in California that have robotic burger flippers and French fry fryers. Yeah, they don't need labor because automation has taken those jobs.
It is. And here is Leo Rivas. And now we're looking at
Leo!
the 1. And now here's the pitch. And now here is a line drive, and that is a base hit, and that is going to be a single for Leo Rivas. And it's good to see these below average Mariners actually stepping up, like Jorge Polanco has done it. And now look at Leo Rivas.
The Spirit of 76 checks in with a base hit. Look at Leo.
It is, absolutely. Base hit. Like I talked to the boss I work for, the Sahara Pizza. I asked him, "Hey, do you want a robot someday?" He said this, "F yeah." That's what he said. The pitch. Because he knows the future.
Well, what's funny is a lot of pizza places have stopped hiring delivery people and just
they Ubered out.
They Uber it out or they DoorDash it out. Yeah.
I'm lucky enough that he lets me deliver for him.
Right. I mean, some still, but a lot of them just, instead of hiring delivery drivers, they just have DoorDash do it. It's worth the cut. It's worth
most of his driving labor is actually him and his 2 brothers that own it too. They'd rather drive it themselves.
Yeah, for sure. Plus they get, they make tips.
Yeah, they want their little tip money, a little piece of the pie.
Yeah,
and the 2-0 to Robles. And that is a strike. And the umpire has an interesting way of calling a strike. He's like this. He does that little dab. And by the way, it's 6-5, and it's the top of the 9th inning. So hopefully Boston can come up with more runs against Houston. And now here is the 2-1. Oh, and the time has been called.
Strike 1. I love
Dirac 1.
Yeah.
When I play softball, when an umpire calls strike, he just laughs at me. And now the 2-1.
Nice.
Oh, and a bunting effort by Robles, and there is no play. And that is going to be runners on first and second. I wonder how behind I really am. Yeah, I was pretty much behind.
And that's how you bunt. You put it right down the first base line.
That's what I want to see. That's what the Mariners have got to do on their offense. Start playing small ball. Don't try to just hit home runs after home runs. Home runs is not always needed.
Absolutely, man. Make your first baseman come out and make a play. And Robles with the speed. That was nice.
And now we're looking at
Julio
Rodriguez. And now the pitch.
Come on, big
Julio. And a swing and a miss. He really wanted that one. Yeah,
come on, big Julio.
Yesterday when I was playing softball, I went, and my first 2 at-bats, I was hitting pop-ups and flyouts. The 3rd at-bat, I grounded it on purpose and pulled the Ichiro. So sometimes small ball does it. And I scored.
I love flicking the switch.
0-1. And now here's a ground ball, probably a double play ball. Throw to second, throw to first. And if Julio was on his 100% legs, he would have easily beaten that out.
Julio.
And of course, that retires the side. That is just tragic.
You gotta love rally killers, man. That's what
You
I used
do.
to call Cal. That's what I used to call Cal Raleigh in his rookie season. I used to call him rally killer.
Yeah,
he
you know
always-
how you know how I feel about a rally killer? It's exactly how I feel.
I got you, man.
You know, that's probably what the Mariners season is like. They have a 10-game lead and they go, no! And Houston's coming really, really close. No! Maybe I should make that into a YouTube short video. Mariners blowing their lead be like,
Yeah, well,
I put the Houston logo on. I'm gonna put the Houston logo on Austin Powers' head.
well, that meme where you have the guy and the girl walking in one direction and the other girl walking, right? And so you have like the Mariners as the other chick, and then you have the Houston Astros as the other chick that's pulling away, and then you have like Major League Baseball as the dude. You know what I mean?
No, just do
Or,
AL.
or yeah, that's funny. Oh yeah, you just have AL West.
He's just looking at the Astros like, hey, how's it going, Jordan? You hot. Fuck that Julio guy.
Yeah, dude.
I want that big Cuban defecto.
Yeah, you want that big stick. You want that Cuban big stick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you do. He's a big dude. Doesn't mess with you. If you crack a bad joke at him, you dead.
Yeah, Jordan's packing, bud. He's packing,
One
brother.
thing I learned, I known a lot of Hispanic Latino friends. Never get on their bad side. Just don't. It may be the last thing you may do.
Yeah, don't date their sister either.
Yeah, you're dead.
Yeah, that never works out well.
Yep, yep.
Gavin Lux.
Which is hence why the importance of having a family. Or also having siblings, too. Someone's got each other's backs. And now here's the pitch. That's Gavin Lux, the man who started the murder of the Mariners yesterday off of Brian Wu.
Gavin Lux.
And we're looking at the 1-0. And here is the pitch. And a swing and a foul tip. And the good news is Boston have 2 men on with no outs. Come on, Boston! And I don't even like the Boston Red Sox.
It is what it is, man.
Yep.
Well, you know, Kevin, why is
1-1.
it so hard? Why is it so hard to hit a line drive or something in the air instead of on the ground? It's a very good question, man.
I don't know.
Question.
Scott Sturz will just say, well, it's really hard because it's just bad luck. It just never works out. We're just unlucky.
I would love to hear Julio's explanation.
I would too. And now we're looking at the 2-1 for the Gavin Lux, the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to center field, and Robles is there, and he makes the catch. And he kind of caught it in a very cocky kind of way, where I would say, nice catch, Robles. Don't ever bleep and do it again.
Yeah. Oh, and Lux just missed it too. That thing was right down Broadway too. He got the barrel on it too. Just got under it.
And here is the other Will Smith. There's 2 famous Will Smiths. There's Will Smith, the catcher, and Will Smith, the actor.
Getting jiggy with it. Na. Getting jiggy
keep
with
the
it.
name out of your bleeping mouth.
Oh yeah.
I saw the other angle of that clip. Jada was actually laughing at that whole thing. She's like, ah, ha, ha, ha. What an idiot.
Will Smith.
Oh, Smith.
Chopper.
No. And now here's a chopper right to the shortstop. Rivas, throw to first in time. And we are having 2 outs now for the Dodgers. And now Masataka Yoshida is up. And we'll keep you updated on that. Oh, yeah, Will Smith, the sip. You know, here's the ironic thing. Will Smith, it's possible that he cheated on his first wife to get Jada. And his first wife was way more attractive.
Jada's just got that good pussy, man. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Why would any other guy fly the coop on his wife unless, you know?
I guess he knew that she was going to star in The Matrix as Niobe. I guess there was that.
I just think I think he likes rubbing her bald head. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why he was so defensive about the G.I. Jane joke. Now here's the 1-0 to Max Muncy, and now here's the pitch. And that is low for a ball, 1-1.
Yeah, that Jada.
Yeah. Runners on and third for the Boston Red Sox now. And this is where things could be dangerous if the Red Sox do not score more. Here's the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to right field and just foul. Could be reviewable for a home run.
Just foul. That thing was way foul.
Okay, thank God. Max Muncy, RBI in 5 straight games against the Mariners. He was the supposed replacer for Justin Turner for third base. Justin Turner's kind of been traveling around since.
Yeah, pretty much.
Journeyman at the very least.
Well, you know, he had a nice Dodger career. He had a really good Dodger career.
Great career with the Dodgers, yeah, for sure.
And then he went to what? Boston, Toronto.
And now the Mariners. And he's probably gone after this season. Probably safe to say.
I would probably assume, yeah. Well, I mean,
he's at the 3-1.
You know, he's 39 years old, so.
The 3-1 pitch. And now here's popped up and fouled again. Bryce Miller is now at, it feels like he's been pitching 35 pitches. I don't like that pace, especially with a 2-run lead. I'm hoping that Mariners can score a little bit more, so pulling him out won't feel as painful. Because we know a 2-run lead is not going to be enough. And now the 3-2 pitch. And that is low for ball 4. Take your base. And now you got a runner on first base. And next up to the plate is going to be Edman.
Yeah. Yep, you can't give away extra outs to this team.
Nope.
Because all it takes is just one pitch.
And you're done.
Tommy Edman,
the former Cardinal. And bases are loaded for Boston, by the way. And now the pitch. Inside for a ball. Looks like Bryce Miller's kind of losing it just a little bit. I mean, 37 pitches there. Already halfway to what I'm fearing of the 80 pitches, because that's when his expiration time usually is. And it's only the second inning. The pitch. Foul ball, strike 1.
You guys hear that story about the Teo Max Muncy, one on Dodgers, one on A's, have the same birthday too? That's crazy. What?
I guess they both have the same birthday.
Teo and Max Muncy?
It's not that crazy.
That's not that
1-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
I share the same birthday with Tiger great Kirk Gibson.
I share my birthday with the movie release date of Zootopia. Call that Zootopia is what I call Disney's last great movie.
I never saw Zootopia.
We're looking at the 1-2. And now the pitch. Oh, and that is just low for a ball. And also they're making a Mufasa movie. I would actually be incentivized to watch it if they actually just went back to animation, not the real life one. Like, I wanted animation.
Mufasa.
2-2. And now here's a fly ball to left center field. And Robles is there, and he makes the catch. And that is out number 3. Mariners get out of it. But now Bryce Miller's at 41 pitches. We go to the top of the 3rd. I will be back after these messages. SoFi is an online bank and a personal financing company offering financial diverse products. They hold the naming rights to the home of the Los Angeles Rams and the Los Angeles Chargers, named SoFi Stadium. They offer amazing checking and savings accounts where you can get up to 4.6% on savings accounts. There are no monthly fees to maintain the accounts, and they have over 55,000 no-fee ATMs around the United States. You even have access to a budgeting program, stock trading, and insurance programs. Join SoFi and get $25 for joining and or $25 for opening a stock trading account. Links are available in the description. And thank you. And lastly, I am not a financial advisor, So either find a professional financial advisor or go with your own gut. And allow me to send you the links if anyone wants to get free $25 worth of stock or the $25 for opening a bank account with SoFi Bank. There you go. Enjoy. And use that promo code Rooftop Sports. And we are on commercial break, and the next three hitters are going to be Cal Raleigh, Luke Raley, and Randy Arozarena. Let's see what these guys can do. And now here's a line drive, and that is going to be a base hit for Cal Raleigh. Now he has a single and a double. Now he's just a triple and a home run away from the cycle. Cal Raleigh off to a very good start right now. And now next up to the plate is going to be Randy Arozarena.
All right.
I'm sorry, Luke Raley is up, and that's going to be low for a ball. Randy Arozarena would be on deck.
Luke Arozarena and then Randy
Raley.
Raley.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And now here's the 1-0. And
I like
a check
that.
swing. Did he go? He did not.
Randy Raley.
Also, Houston's in the bottom of the ninth inning. They got their last shot, but we probably are confident that the Houston Astros are more than capable of coming back from a 6-5 lead.
Oh, I see. So there are two Max Muncies. One plays for the A's, one plays for the Dodgers. And they have the same
Oh, I get it. And a throw to second, and that was a wild pitch. And Cal Raleigh is now at second base. Now we got a runner in scoring position. We have a 3-0 count on Luke Raley. This is a very advantageous opportunity for the Mariners.
Let's see. Let's see.
Jake Myers is up to the plate for the Astros, and he is working on a 2-1 count so far. And now we're looking at Luke Raley, the 3-0, the pitch. And that is outside for ball 4. Take your base.
I don't see a Max Muncy on the A's team. Uh-oh, somebody got checked.
Maybe he's on the minor league system.
Don't know. Maybe they were just
Only-
one and the same.
Max Muncy is a minor leaguer. He's playing in. He is at most at AAA right now. And now the pitch to Arozarena, and that is a strike.
Randy.
Last at bat, he did walk, and we were happy just for that. Jake Myers is working on a 2-2 count. And now the pitch. And that is a strike. That's going to be 0-2 for Randy Arozarena. This season, 214, 16 home runs, and 42 RBIs. Batting 182 with runners in scoring position. The pitch. And now here is a fly ball to center field. Nothing doing. And now we've got one out.
Thought that might have been a dunker.
Yeah, it could have been anything.
Walker Bueller. Well, here's Polo.
Oh, no. We got a fly ball to left center field, and that is caught by the center fielder for Boston. One out, and I thought that was going to be gone. Now here's the pitch to Polanco, and that is right in there for a strike.
Let's see if Polo can replicate his
Do the same exact thing as he did from the 2 innings ago. That gave the Mariners a 2-0 lead initially.
You know, the aggression of what we saw in the first inning off Walker Buehler, we don't seem to be necessarily approaching the same at bats the second time around. Now, whether or not that's Walker Buehler adjusting, or the Mariners
Walker,
or
they're just greedy. Yeah, the 3-0-2. Oh, and that nearly got away. And we're looking at a 1-2. Shea Whitcomb is the hitter for the Astros as he pops it up, and that's going into first base, and he makes the catch, and Astros are just 1 out away from a loss. And hopefully after the Astros lose, now it's up to the Mariners to pick up a game. And now the 1-2 pitch. And now here's a line drive, and that is going to be a base hit into the gap. Here comes Cal Raleigh. He's going home. They're waving him in, and now it's going to be a 3-0 lead for the Mariners on an RBI by Jorge Polanco.
Boom! All day long. Look at Polo silencing the haters,
including me.
That was a good piece of hitting right there.
That was a beautiful, and he's also working on 11 multi-hit games this season, which that's pretty pathetic, but still it works for this game.
Look at Cal. Look at the wheels at second base on Cal. Look at those wheels.
Manny Acta waved him in.
I know he's got
a lot of confidence in wheels.
And that is a strike for Mitch Haniger up to the plate. And it's too bad that he has a player option next season, so he's going to be another dud and another year older too, which is going to be tragic. Now he could be end up like.
It's going to be interesting to see if the Mariners get him to either retire or not pick up the option.
No, but he has a player option. That's the problem.
Right. Yeah, he's got an opt out. He's got an opt in. Excuse me, on his second year, and I'm wondering if the Mariners are either going to try to convince him to retire or not opt in.
Well, if they retire, don't they still have to, if he retires, don't they still have to pay his contract?
A portion of it.
Gotcha. So they're going to try to negotiate that. Maybe they'll do a Bobby Bonilla type thing.
Yeah, I mean, or if they can convince him not to opt in, maybe they'll buy him out.
That very much could be.
Huston loses 6-5.
Yep, I did see that Houston lost. Now it's up to the Mariners. Now they're back to a 4.5 game lead. The pitch to Haniger, foul ball, and you could just see that Haniger is just it's just really bad to watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they could use Mitchell, a Mitch base hit here.
It really could.
A good old-fashioned Mitch Haniger single right here. Drive to
Mitch Haniger in 2024 right now. He's batting .211 with a .291 OBP. Ken Griffey Jr. was .214 with a .324 OBP. Ouch. 2-2. Ground ball and fouled.
Yeah. Let's go, Mitchell.
It's really sad where Mitch Haniger has been. He's 33 years old. He's not getting any younger. And I'm 32. It's crazy to think that he's a year older than me. And now the 2-2 pitch. And check swing. He did not go. That's going to be a 3-2 full count.
Here we go.
He did fly out last time around, but hopefully he can step up this time and make something happen for the Mariners. Because they need the runs. At least a sacrifice would do, or even a bunt. The 3-2 and a ground ball, not going to do anything.
Man.
That was bad.
Taps it out to the catcher.
That was really bad. Like, it was not even worth Luke Raley running for it.
No.
Oh, look at that. A $3 English muffin deal at Wendy's. Are you doing that deal?
No.
Oh man, these fast food franchises, man.
Yeah, you're not gonna get me to eat fast food, man.
Except Jack in the Box.
100%. I and Taco Time. I'll mess with Jack in the Box and Taco Time 100%.
Well, you gotta come back here. So if you come back here, we'll go to an Everett game and stop by Jack in the Box first. The pitch.
I'll tell you what, man. Like, don't allow me to spend $25+ at Jack in the Box, because I will.
I want to see this happen. Maybe I'll make content about it, saying that my collaborator Steve Silver has a Jack in the Box problem while we're going to an Everett game. The 101, and now here's a ground ball, and here's my reaction to that. This is all I'm gonna say.
Give me a full jumbo jack, 2 junior jacks, and 2 tacos, and I think I think I'll be all right.
Tacos at Jack in the Box, huh?
Yeah.
So I mean,
God knows what's going on.
When was the last time you enjoyed McDonald's? Was it
like maybe?
Let's see. I'm 43 now, so like in my early 30s, maybe.
So we're talking like 2010s ish.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah, the last time I actually enjoyed McDonald's. Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's just, the thing about McDonald's is that it doesn't matter what you order; it all tastes the same. Like, that's the thing. There's no differential in taste to me when it comes to McDonald's. It all.
What about the Big and Tasty? Remember the Big and Tasty long time ago?
I do remember the Big and Tasty. Yeah,
I never had it, but was it actually like legit, or was it like, it's just like everything else?
I can't remember, but I would assume that it tastes like everything else. Because I mean, everything is designed to taste the same. There's no differential when it comes to it, because everybody is expecting McDonald's to be a certain way, right? So everything is across the board even.
Yeah.
I miss the premium wraps. Those were good. I don't necessarily recall those, but I'll tell you what, man, because it's usually, for me, it's like when I used to go to McDonald's, it was always a Big Mac and then maybe 2 regular hamburgers. That was pretty much or it was a Big Mac and maybe like a 10-piece nugget. That was about it. Yeah.
And they're showing that the Boston Red Sox won that game. It was off a home run. It was a 2-run home run. No, it was a home run. Excuse me. And now we are back from the break. And now Bryce Miller is working on 42 pitches. He's got a 3-0 lead, and hopefully the Mariners can hold that lead. And now the pitch.
Ooh.
And that is up high for a ball, and that is a 1-1 count. And Mariners are working on a 4.5 game deficit. And also, Steve Silver just informed me that this is his last 27 minutes of this show. I don't blame him, because he's on 3 hours ahead. The 1-1 and the fly ball foul.
Well, that's the thing, man. When it comes to these races, man, you have to take a single game approach. You can't look at the big picture. The only thing you can do is look at the game that's right in front of you. And so far, the Mariners have been taking advantage, man. Up 3-0.
Sort of. The 1-2. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. And that's going to be strike 3. And the Korean boy got another pizza tip, and he's giving me a cut of his share. Thanks, pizza boy.
Yeah. So I remember when I was a kid, and they used to have really cool toys at McDonald's. Now they're dumb. They don't even have play places anymore. I got 3 kids. Yeah, no, I hear you, man. I used to take my kids.
McDonald's their quality has decreased. The only quality that has increased is, I guess, the benefits and I guess the pay for McDonald's workers, but that's about it. Everything else has gone down.
Yeah, like I just don't understand how people can still eat McDonald's in 2024, but it is what it is. Right? There's a place for it.
There's a place, and that's the tragic thing is you can't even say it's cheap anymore. It's not even cheap.
No, it's not even cheap anymore. Yeah, like I mean, seriously, it's about the equivalent of putting poison into your body.
You might as well spend that same amount of money on a small business that actually makes natural food.
Yeah, I just think that It's just not a good way to eat. Now that's not. Now that being said, I'm not saying anybody shouldn't, because I mean everything is fine in moderation. So if you're not eating McDonald's every day, I mean, go
So
for
be
it.
it.
Right? Yeah,
But
every
one-
once in a while I'll eat it, but it's not something that I'll eat every day.
Now, you cannot make it an everyday meal.
Correct. I had a very good friend who ended up having a heart attack because he was eating fast food every day.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's not.
He's alive still, right?
Oh yeah, he was 44 when he had his heart attack. 40.
Oof.
Yeah.
How much you think McDonald's makes a day worldwide? Have you guys been to Dick's in Seattle? I never been to Dick's. But
Dude,
Dick's,
I'll tell you what, dude. You never pass up an opportunity to have Dick's. You know what I mean?
Burger.
Dick's are good, man. Dick's are great. No, I'm just playing. Yeah, no, Dick's is cool, man. The problem is, Dick's
and a line
fries are
drive,
good.
and that's going to be a base hit up in the gap, and that means Shohei Ohtani's going to second base.
He's
Mitch
going
Haniger took a
three.
while to get it, and now he's going to third base, and it bobbles the ball, and now Shohei Ohtani gets on with a triple.
Yeah, man. Dick's
Probably
fries are
attributed
terrible.
by bad fielding by Shohei Ohtani.
100%.
I'm sorry, Mitch
yeah.
Haniger.
Yeah, Mitch Haniger, definitely. Yeah, that was into the gap, and of course, the fleet-footed Mitch Haniger can cover the ground right there, and so taking advantage, 100%. Chipping away now. See if they can get it in. Yeah, but Dick's fries are gross, and I think they're special. The Dick's special, pretty good.
Their burgers are good, but their fries are the pitch.
Their fries are pretty bad.
That's probably why their prices are cheap. You know what's amazing thing is they are cheap and they pay their employees very well.
Yeah,
And benefits.
Get yourself a couple Dick's Deluxe. Yeah, you're good.
They're still growing. The 1-0. That's the one thing I do like about them is they're somehow able to not overcharge and pay their workers. That's like a deadly combination to have.
Well, but they're also insanely I was at the last time I was in Seattle, I was over in the Midway area where they put a Dick's over there by the Midway Fred Meyer. That place was
And now here's a fly ball to center field. This is probably going to score in the run. Robles is getting ready position, and now he's going to throw. Oh, no, Ohtani's not going to run. Robles was really in good position.
Too shallow.
I don't know. Maybe Robles' arm wouldn't have done it for him, so maybe Shohei Ohtani should have taken that chance, but he's like, nah.
Well, now it's up to Freddie Freeman with 2 outs here.
Yeah, I mean, anything can happen under the Freddie Freeman. But yeah, Dick's Burger, I would have imagined that was the place to go during Sonic's season because
100%.
there was one literally right next to Key Arena, and they're still right next to Climate, and they're probably booming the heck out.
Still there, I think. Yeah, and that's
they're still there.
We went to Floyd's for pre-Sonics drinks. Went and got Dick's, ate. So we didn't, supped up all the alcohol and then went to a Sonics game. Yeah, for sure.
I gotta go back to the Seattle Center area. The area has really improved drastically.
Yeah,
because these really smart investors took advantage of a tanked market and the Sonics vacancy, where the value was and now they're building up all these beautiful houses. Well,
I saw Climate Pledge last November, and that's a beautiful arena.
I don't know how they pulled it off. I didn't think they were going to pull it off. And now the pitch, and that is upside for a ball. I mean, when you got a man who builds arenas in Tim Lewicki, I mean, I guess he makes miracles happen.
Well, because what's funny is everybody was wondering about the footprint, right? Like, there's certain
the
ways
footprint just wasn't there, and then he somehow he's like, I'll just dig 15 20 feet, it's all good, man.
He said, but you can expand the footprint down, and he did.
That's what he did.
Kudos.
I mean, the arena, the way he handled that arena was so impressive that even Shama freaking Sawant voted for it. She voted for it.
Yeah.
When you got a socialist council member to vote for it, you did something right.
Well, they took the operations of Seattle Center off the city's hands. So yeah, it was a you rub my back, I'll rub yours type of situation.
And the funny part is in that speech, Sawant was like, Well, I'm voting for this, but I still hate you, big corporation boy. But hey, because you did what I want. Okay, fine. Here you go. Here's your vote.
No public money was used. Plus, they took Seattle Center off the city's hands.
2-1.
So yeah,
I mean, that was a win-win.
it's a good.
You
It's
couldn't
a,
pass
it's a
up on
great
that
deal.
deal.
Yeah, great deal for Seattle.
That was probably the only good thing they ever did. Was somehow get that arena all fixed up, and that needed to be fixed up. When I went there, my self-esteem levels was like.
Well, I mean, I remember when it was remodeled back in the '90s, and for an basketball arena, that was still pretty cool.
Yeah, I like the sidelines. It's intimate. It's such a beautiful building, David Stern.
It was, I'll say this though, it was like a cool little small basketball arena. It was perfect, man.
Yeah, and the noise when people scream, it gets loud.
Yep. Yeah,
and we're looking at 3-2 for Freddie Freeman. And now the pitch. Up high for a ball 4.
I happen to agree with Kevin Kirby. I do believe we'll hear about Sonic's return within the next year and a half.
I'm also keeping in close. I also have close ties with people, and they're keeping me updated all the time. So we'll see.
Oracle Park, Dodger Stadium, or Petco, what one would you want to go to the most? Oh, Dodger Stadium, 100%. At least you're
Dodger Stadium because it's in the proximity of K-Town, so I can have all the great Korean food there because it's even better than it is here. It's actually more natural there. The pitch to Teoscar and the ground ball. I mean, I've been there. They had the barbecue was great. Their jjajangmyeon was great. If you know what a jjajangmyeon is, you should try it.
Do not.
Black bean noodles.
Give me Dodger Stadium and 3 or 4 Dodger dogs. 100%. Let's roll.
Oracle Park. I can't even find a place to park, so nah.
Well, it's designed.
one.
The Oracle Park is designed for you to take the BART because it goes right next to the stadium.
I walked when I was in San Francisco a couple of years ago. I literally walked the city because I was not going to take my car and take it to $50 parking there, $50. Nope.
Yeah, like if you're in the Bay Area, you take the BART.
You do.
Yep.
And we're looking at the 1-1 for Teoscar Hernandez. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And it would be really nice to get out of this inning. I mean, that's the thing. Here's the advantage that Bryce Miller might have. Teoscar says, I know you, but Bryce Miller also says, well, we know you.
Right. That's a very good point. Yeah, pitcher has the advantage here. Knows exactly what his weaknesses are, which is fastballs in.
He knows us, but we know you. And we're looking at the 1-2.
Yeah, throw anything up.
Anything.
Yeah.
The pitch. And that's a foul ball. Strike 2. I still think that Bryce Miller can still easily get out of this inning because he was a teammate of Teoscar Hernandez just last year.
Absolutely. I don't know, man. Petco Park also looks like a pretty cool stadium to go watch a ball game.
I went there before. It was pretty cool. I also checked out the old Qualcomm Stadium too. I also made a joke there. And the 1-2.
By the way, is Qualcomm still standing?
I think it is still. I don't even know what they're using it for though.
Because they have the new San Diego FCs coming online next year. I wonder if they tore it down to build a new soccer to build the.
That stadium was due to die. Unfortunately, no. I think it's still. I don't even know what it's up to. I think it's still being used. Nothing says about being. Oh, it got demolished. It's gone.
Yeah,
they killed it during COVID. It suffered the COVID. It got COVID and died.
Dude, don't you take a trolley when in San Francisco? They do have streetcars, but no, that's not the primary.
No, I think those are useless. I never liked those. It's kind of weird.
Yeah,
that looks dangerous to ride too.
They have them, but
2-2.
You take.
Oh, Teoscar's not falling for that.
That's weird because he fell for it all year last year.
Well, I guess Dave Roberts is a slightly less idiotic version of Scott Service. They're basically the same managers. Dave Roberts just happens to have a better team. That's why I want Dodgers versus Mariners, so I can call it the Battle of the Idiots in the World Series. And now here's a fly ball to center field, and Robles is there. And he makes the catch, and that's going to retire the side. Mariners get out of a jam. But Bryce Miller definitely got taxed on that one. 67 pitches, and we are barely into the 4th inning. So that's something to pay attention to, obviously, because Scott Service loves to pull guys when they're at 85 plus.
Flick of the switch saw Evil Knievel in the Kingdom in 1976. That's awesome.
I was not even a thing.
Nope. Was not even conceived in my father's ball sack yet.
I was a freaking cell organism at best.
I wasn't even that. Yeah. But I'll tell you what, though, Evil Knievel, that would have been a cool show to see.
The Kingdom was once. I think they actually used it as a site for the Democratic National Convention. I wonder if they actually did.
That's a good question. I think they might have. Okay,
that was the promise, though, right? That was one of the biggest promises. Like, you build a multi-purpose facility like that. Yeah, you're going to draw the
politics.
Yeah, you're going to draw the conventions.
That's a good question. I think they may have.
I'll look it up myself. Democratic National Convention Kingdom. I remember when I was at I can't really find it. Anyways, I remember when I was at the arena debates with the Chris Hansen Arena, there was this town hall meeting. By the way, it was a huge disaster because you had the Port of Seattle people and the Sonics fans literally screaming at each other's faces. And then I was just that one little kid like, okay, this is awkward. But then there's this old gentleman. He was like, why did we have to get rid of the Kingdom? That building was a magnificent building. And everyone actually came together. The Porties, the Port of Seattle people, and the Sonics fans came together and laughed at him. After all that fighting, some old guy goes, oh yeah, Kingdom was great. Whatever. And they all won. Oh, was a bunting effort, but that's a strike. I mean, as much as the flaws was for the Kingdom, it still holds a place in my heart and my childhood memories. It was still a fun place to be. It just couldn't hold up to bare minimum standards. I mean, the tiles were freaking falling. And you had Randy Johnson talking about it.
I remember that.
We're looking at the 0-2, the pitch. And unfortunately, the tiles of that caused the taking of 2 lives when they were fixing the roof. Some couple people died from that, unfortunately. The 1-2, that is inside for a ball, 2-2. I mean, that's stadium. Imagine that Kingdom was trying to still hold up today. That place would have fallen apart by now. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Down goes Rivas, and looks like things are kind of going back to earth, I guess, for this Mariners offense. I guess 3 runs is all they can do, unfortunately. Gonna need a lot more than that.
Well, so let's see. In 1976, it was held in Madison Square Garden. 1980 at Madison Square Garden. 1984 in San Francisco. 88 was in Atlanta. 92 was in Madison Square Garden. 96 was in Chicago. 2000 was in Staples. 2000.
Yeah, so they would have been gone by then.
Yep, and so no, Seattle never held.
Clay Bennett kind of tried. He was like, well, if you build my Renton Stadium, you could have the Democratic National Convention there. And the state was like, yeah, whatever. And now here's a line drive, and that is going to be a base hit by Victor Robles. He's going to go to second base. Could he go to third? Nah, probably not, but he's going to stay at second base for the double.
I thought Clay was trying to pimp the Republican National Convention at their...
No, he was saying...
Okay.
I mean, Clay Bennett's a Republican, but he was trying to
Oh, yeah, ingratiate himself, yeah.
He was trying to pander, and obviously the state just wouldn't budge. But
Sure.
Let's be honest, Clay Bennett never was really trying. He just was staging it. I mean, that's an obvious thing. That's like common knowledge at this point.
Yeah, he was never serious.
But the thing is, neither was Steve Ballmer. He was never serious about that Key Arena remodel either. The pitch. I mean, he wanted an NBA team as if a kid that had as if it was like me having a bad attention span disorder, which I have. And I wanted that toy really fast, and I wasn't willing to work for it.
I think he was. Slade Gordon was trying to put together that 11th hour save, and Ballmer was gonna purchase the team and fund half of the Key Arena remodel. Except, it was never gonna work. Because at that point, they had one foot out the door anyways, and Bennett wasn't gonna.
Yeah, at that point, it was about. It was.
But that being said, unless Seattle held him to the verdict of the lawsuit, in that if that would have kept him in Seattle through 2009.
And then Aubrey McClendon, the minority owner, he lost everything. So, and looks like we have an argument going on. It should have been strike 3, and Dave Roberts is already coming out to argue with the umpire.
Throw him out.
Oh, looks like, was there an ejection happening?
Can't argue balls and strikes.
Oh, CB Buckner's the umpire, by the way. He does get into quite a bit of arguing.
Yeah, Buckner's not great.
I mean, he was a victim of Lou Piniella yelling at him, and this is all CB Buckner did. Wow, CB Buckner lost his cool. Oh! Julio's calling time. And CB Buckner's really just losing it. He's furious. Dave Roberts is like, what the heck is this? This is stupid.
Wow.
A little bit of drama going on. And now we're looking at the 1-2 and the pitch. And check swing, did he go? Oh! See, I was expecting an argument there. I was like, he went around kind of thing.
Nope, he sure didn't.
Which is why I raised the volume. 75 pitches for Buehler. He's been struggling. The 2-2. And ball 3. 3-2.
Wow. Look at
Julio's really getting lucky on this at bat. Who would have thought that CB Buckner would actually be on the Mariners side? You don't see that anymore. Lou Piniell's like, where the hell were you in 2002?
Ooh.
The pitch. And now here's the fly ball, and that is hooking.
Foul.
But I think that is reviewable. I would put a challenge call on this one if you can. If you're allowed to call a challenge, I'm putting out a challenge flag out there. Nope, they're not going to. But that looked like a home run to me. It looked really good.
No, that was foul.
Which is why he won't waste it. And now the 3-2 pitch.
Again.
Oh, and a foul ball. Now, no matter how Julio Rodriguez does, do you think they should sit him and let him rest, or they should keep him going? Because he has been kind of okay.
No, I mean, if he's suiting up, then he plays, man. We need Julio to get back on track as soon as possible. So if he's swinging without pain, he can play. I like the fact that they're hitting him at DH.
And now here's a fly ball to left field. That's not going to get it done. Shortstop is there, and he makes the catch, and that's going to be 2 down. And just to think that the Mariners are wasting another opportunity to score with a man in scoring position, and seems like they're going to throw this away. And 6-minute warning for you, buddy.
Yeah,
because you look like you got to get some sleep, and also you should get some Mariners memorabilia for your background.
Oh yeah, maybe. I decided to create a new office space, so we'll see. But I do have a JP Crawford bobblehead, right?
Oh, you need more than that. You need something like an Edgar Martinez bobblehead. You need a Mariners jersey.
I got right here. I have a signed Edgar Martinez baseball.
You do.
Yeah.
Did I already tell you the story that I scared him away, and I didn't scare him away. I creeped him away.
What did you do?
Helping him with security cameras. He was asking about security cameras, and I just took a nice look at him going, wait, are you Edgar Martinez? Yeah. Dude, you were like my childhood hero. And then, yeah, that was the end of it. Now here's a ground ball right to Freddie Freeman, tossed to first in time.
He's like, nah, we're not.
Like, nah, this. Not this crazy kid.
Yeah, he's like, listen, man, I was asking you about security cameras, and now you're fanboying out on me. I get it though.
I wasn't mad at him. Like when he left, I was like, yep. You can't
Yep.
get mad at that.
No, you can't. All right, my
I
friend.
do know someone. Oh, you got to go, right?
Yeah. Thanks. Thank you for having me on, and thanks for all the listeners out there. It's always fun. It's always fun talking with the likes of Kevin Kirby and Flick at the Switch. It's always fun.
Yeah, and our fan Ian, loyal fan Ian.
Absolutely, Ian. By the way, Ian had some nice takes, man. Hopefully, we get to do that again.
Oh yeah, I mean, all he's got to do is ask, just like a lot of these other fans. I mean, it's good to do it now because if once or when I get bigger, I'm gonna have to be like, well, you're gonna have to put you on a waiting list or something, but not there yet. But
Not there yet.
So until then, take advantage of me when I'm undervalued.
All right, guys. You guys have a good evening, and let's get this Mariner win tonight.
Let's do it. Go M's.
Go M's.
And now he is out. He's got to go get some sleep. I don't blame him, but hopefully we'll get the Jay Trident podcast in here in just a few moments. He says he's going to come in, like, I guess, like after the 5th inning, he said. I think he said hoping the 5th or the 7th is what he's looking at. And by the way, we're on commercial break, by the way. And we are back from the break. And tomorrow is going to be Jack Flaherty, who I can't add on my fantasy baseball team, against Logan Gilbert. He's going to be the man. Jay Trident is too good for likes of us bottom scrappers. Oh, come on, man. Don't do that to me. Jay Trident is part of the reason why I grew into the 1,000 subscribers eventually. He was a big part of my channel last year, and he will still continue to be a big part of the channel this year. So I can't give him any kind of poo-poo. And now here is the pitch to Gavin Lux. And that is up high for a ball. And it's crazy to think that we are still in the 4th inning. This game feels like it's been going on forever. And now we are looking at the pitch. And now here's line drive foul. Luckily, that was foul. Gavin Lux hit the home run yesterday, which killed the Mariners' chances of a victory. And now the pitch. And a check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. And that's going to be strike 2. Seems that the umpire seems to be on the Mariners' side for today. None of us would be exactly used to that exactly. I wouldn't be used to it. And now we're looking at the 1-2. Up high for a ball, 2-2. And an interesting fact from yesterday, the game that I covered, the Mariners versus Dodgers, I actually had 34% of my audience was actually from Japan, out of all people. Now the pitch. And that is going to be outside for a ball. I guess all the Japanese people, they would like to, I guess they want to learn the English out of me. So I guess there's a way to see that. And now we are looking at the 3-2, the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to deep right center field, and Robles does not make it, and that is gone, and that is a home run for Gavin, and the Dodgers get on the board, and that is going to be 3-1. Or what is going on? I think there's some confusion from the umpire. And now looks like Robles is having some kind of an injury issue. What is exactly going on? I thought that was a home run. No, that thing is gone. That's a home run. Oh! It's still... Now, that's going to be a tough review. And that could have been inside the park home run anyway, I guess. Looks like they are reviewing the call. Yep, they're going to give him a home run. I mean, I thought it was a home run anyway. I mean, Gavin Lux was very confused. Was like, what was that? And out of all people, Gavin Lux is killing the Mariners. It went through the wall. It was a very weird home run. Yeah, it was a very unique home run, to say the least. And now here is Will Smith. And that is a strike, and that was on the outside, and Will Smith does not like that call. And now the pitch. And that is low for a ball, 1-1. And now we're looking at the 1-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Will Smith has hit 5 of his last 8 games safely. So far, I've gotten $3 from the pizza boy. I guess I make money off of his pizza tips. And now the 1-2 pitch. And that is popped up and fouled. And now the 1-2 pitch. And that is popped up and fouled again. And now the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to right field, and Mitch Haniger is going to be there, and he makes the catch. Again, Gavin Lux, bad hitter, 2 games in a row, home run. Yep, you are correct. Very bizarre. Going to take off my headset because I don't really need it right now because I'm not talking to anyone right now. Now the Max Muncy is up to the bat, and now the pitch. Outside for a ball. That's going to be a 1-0 count. It's been a pretty slow, long game so far. And now the pitch. And that is a strike. Interesting call by the umpire, CB Bucknor. He tends to have a very fat strike zone, a very weird strike zone, must I say. And now the 1-1. And that is inside for a ball, 2-1 the count. Now we're looking at the 2-1 for Max Muncy. And now the pitch. Oh, and a fly ball drilled to right field. Forget about that one. That is a home run for Max Muncy. That's a home run by Max Muncy, and they have brought it to within 1. That was just absolutely blasted. And now the Dodgers are on their way to making a comeback, bringing it within 1, and it's only the 4th inning. Like, obviously, 3 runs was not going to be enough against this Dodgers team. Like, you've got to keep scoring. And now, man, that was just absolutely blasted. Like, I can't even, like the moment I saw it, I was like, yeah, that baby's gone. It's really cutting it close. Now, here is the pitch, and that is a strike. Lux and Muncy hit home runs in each of the first 2 games of the series. They did. In the same inning, too. The 0-1, and that's going to be low for a ball. And Bryce Miller is really losing it. I think he's up there in the 70s now. He's at 82 pitches. He is not going to last. And it's not like he's pitching any great either. But at the same time, you get nervous if the bullpen ever comes on. And now the pitch. Ground ball, foul. And now we're looking at the 1-2. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss. And that is going to be strike 3. Got 2 outs. And next up to the plate, it's going to be Kiermaier. He's batting 198. I mean, it's not like you can give up a home run against this guy, right? Yep, Bryce Miller's approaching 90, and I think the 5th inning might be his last, and the bullpen's going to have a pretty busy day. And now the pitch. And now here's a ground ball, and that is a diving effort. The throw to first, not in time, and that's going to get way over the head. And now you got a runner on first base, and now Shohei Ohtani is going to be up to the plate. And it's going to be very concerning. Makes you wonder how you're going to be able to pitch an approach to the big Shohei Ohtani. It's a good diving play, but it was an awful throw. I mean, he was going to be saved anyway, but terrible throw. And where was the second baseman Polanco in that situation? That should have been his. You got some activity in the bullpen right now. That's going to be Colin Snyder in the bullpen. Not liking this so far. This does not look good. Wonder what is going on. Looks like they're having some conversation, and they just want to get a see of what's going on. Now here is the Shohei Ohtani, and now the pitch, and that is a ball. Now the pitch, and that is low for a ball. And now the 2-0 pitch. And a ground ball foul, 2-1. Now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball. Nice play by Bryce Miller. Tossed to first in time, and that's going to retire the side. But unfortunately, the Dodgers answered back. Now it's 3-2. Mariners have really got to step up for the next inning. And we're going to the top of the 5th inning. This game is really feel like it's been going on for freaking ever. Now, looks like we got a new pitcher. Now, here is Luke Raley. And a swing and a miss, strike 1. Dodgers really made... I mean, Jay Trident Podcast says, not going to lie, Buehler looked awful. But the fact that he only gave up 3 runs is a miracle. Now the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to left field. And that's foul. And now we're looking at the 2-2 for Luke Raley. And now the pitch. Up high for a ball, 3-2. And now we're looking at the 3-2. And now the pitch. And that is going to be a foul ball. The pitch. And now here's a fly ball. Nothing doing. Fly ball to center field and nothing's going to be done. And that's going to be 1 out. And here's Randy Rosarena. And now here's the pitch. And that is low for a ball. The 1-0. And now here's a line drive. That is a diving catch. And that's an out. Okay, it was a line drive. It was a ground ball. Goodly fielded by Edmund. Throw the first in time to get Randy Rosarena out. It was a really good play by the shortstop. Dodgers are 8th overall in fielding percentage. Now here is Jorge Polanco. And that was right up in the middle. That was a strike. And the tragic thing is there's already 2 outs. And now the pitch. Check swing, and that is... did not go. Oh, and here's a fly ball to left field. Nope, foul. And now the 1-2. Low for a ball. And we're looking at the 2-2 count. And Jay Trident Podcast says he's coming in the bottom of the 6th. The pitch, and that gets almost away, and that's going to be a 3-2 count. We're looking at a 3-2. 3-2 Mariners so far. And now the pitch. And a foul ball. And it's good to see that Polanco is somehow somewhat fighting it. Now the pitch. And now popped up and fouled. And we're looking at the 3-2 for Jorge Polanco. And now the pitch. Oh, and strike 3 called, and Polanco does not like that call. And he's having a little bit of a conversation with him. But he was like, whatever, I guess. But it was a strike anyway. SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code RooftopSports to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you. Bullpen scares me. Yeah, it does. Oh, yeah, Bryce Miller's out of the game, isn't he? Yep, he's out of the game. Doesn't surprise me, though, because Bryce Miller's at 92 pitches. He was struggling, so it really doesn't surprise me. No, he was rough today, so... You know, I don't blame Scott Service for pulling Bryce Miller on this one. And I don't think it's because of the pitch count. I think it's just because, I mean, Bryce Miller had a nice play at the very end. I'll give him that. And we got Colin Snyder, who has 25 innings pitched with a 1.08 ERA. So you would think that maybe he'll actually pitch well. Now the pitch, and that is going to be a strike. Wow, they're still giving it to him. And we're looking at the 0-1 and a swing and a miss. And the pitch, and that is outside for a ball. We're looking at the 1-2. And now the pitch. 1-2. And we're looking at the 2-2. And now the pitch. And that is foul ball. And this is Mookie Betts, by the way, if you're wondering who that is. Oh, yeah. If Castillo was out there, yeah, I probably would have. Even if he was struggling, they still would have kept him in there. I agree with you. And we're looking at the 2-2 count so far. Now the pitch. And foul ball. And Mookie Betts is really putting that taxing on Colin Snyder so far. And it's fouled away, strike 2. And we're looking at the 2-2 for Mookie Betts. And now the pitch. And that is going to be a fly ball, more like popped up to Rivas. And he makes the catch. Yeah, Luke, they're talking about CB Bucknor, about Lou Pennell and their beef together. It was September 2002, yep. He did just smile at him. That was absolutely true. And now the 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Now the pitch, and that's a fly ball foul. 1 out so far. He's working on an 0-2. And we're looking at the 0-2 so far for Freddie Freeman. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Down he goes. Colin Snyder able to take down Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman, former MVPs. Good job by the Colin Snyder. And now we got next up to the plate, Teoscar Hernandez up to the plate. And now the pitch. And that is going to be in there for a strike. And now here's a fly ball to right field, and that is gone. Foul ball, and they just escaped from that one. That should have been a home run. I'll tell you that for sure. That really should have been a home run. Surprised that wasn't a home run. It was just sailing foul. Really wasn't by much. Now the pitch. We're looking at the 1-2 for Teoscar Hernandez. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a ball. Teoscar working on an 0-2, the pitch. And that is a foul ball again. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's going to retire the side. And what an effort by Colin Snyder. He shut down all 3 of them. All 3 of those guys. And wow. And we are out of this inning, and now we're going into the top of the 6th inning. And I got something to show for the Jay Trident podcast once he gets on, because we're talking about this whole CB Bucknor thing. And I just have to show it for the commercial break after the 6th inning once he's here. SoFi is an online bank and a personal financing company offering financial diverse products. They hold the naming rights to the home of the Los Angeles Rams and the Los Angeles Chargers, named SoFi Stadium. They offer amazing checking and savings accounts where you can get up to 4.6% on savings accounts. There are no monthly fees to maintain the accounts, and they have over 55,000 no-fee ATMs around the United States. You even have access to a budgeting program, stock trading, and insurance programs. Join SoFi and get $25 for joining and or $25 for opening a stock trading account. Links are available in the description. And thank you. And lastly, I am not a financial advisor, so either find a professional financial advisor or go with your own gut. And we are back from the break. Then I go out there, and Bucknor has the nerve to have a smirk on his face, like he knew what he was doing all along. He got that smirk, and I'm the one who will be penalized. Yep. The pitch. And that is a strike down the middle to, I believe it's Mitch Haniger up to the plate. And it is Mitch Haniger. And a home run out of him would be nice, or any kind of a base hit. We'll take it. And now the pitch. And that is low for a ball. Now the pitch. And that is low for a ball. And the 2-1. Up high for a ball, 3-1, 3-1 count. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. That wasn't a pitch to swing at all. And yes, Mitch Haniger is calling for time. And we're looking at a full count, 3-2. And the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to deep right center field, nothing doing. Another out, and Mitch Haniger really has not contributed at all. And now we got Josh Rojas up to the plate. He's 0 for 2. He's been doing absolutely nothing. We could totally use Eugenio Suarez right now. And the pitch. And that is in low for a ball. Josh Rojas batting .230, 7 home runs and 24 RBIs. He's been doing absolutely nothing. And that's going to be popped up, and that's going to be doing absolutely nothing once again. And Edmonds makes the catch, and that's going to be 2 outs for the Mariners. And it's going to be up to Leo Rivas. At this point, why not just call up Cole Young? It's not like you got really much to lose at this point. Maybe when the roster extends, maybe they will call up Cole Young if the season is long lost. And the pitch. And that is in there for a strike. And the pitch. Low for a ball. And we're looking at the 1-1 for Leo Rivas. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. And now here is a catch by Teoscar Hernandez, and that is going to retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is still 3-2 Mariners. And I wonder who's going to be the pitcher. I think they're going to pull out Colin Snyder, even though maybe give him one more inning because he was doing actually pretty well. Yep, I agree. Snyder should go out just at least one more inning because he really was doing well. I mean, he shut down 3 of those sluggers. He shut down Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, and Teoscar Hernandez. That's unheard of. But they won't. He's going to be pulled out. So we'll see what happens. Made about $3 in donations today, thanks to the pizza man. Hopefully more people can join suit. Yep, and Snyder's still in the mound. Surprisingly, didn't expect that to happen. But I must say I'm very happy about it. And now the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. Do you think third base is the biggest priority this offseason? Can't do another platoon. Wasn't good enough. I mean, there's a lot of priorities, I must say. There really is. And that's going to be a strike. And I was just told in just moments, the great Jay Trident podcast will be on this show momentarily. So give him a nice, warm welcome. Because he was a huge part of my growth of the channel last year. And now we're looking at a 1-2. And this is Gavin Lux. Dangerous hitter against the Mariners, must I say. And the 1-2. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. And that's going to be strike 3. And that's going to be 1 out. Three strikeouts in a row. Yep, Paul Hahn, you're right. We need this win. 100%. Colin Snyder, like to see that 2-inning effort. Let's keep this going. The pitch. And that is going to be a strike. 0-1 for Will Smith. Now we're looking at the 0-2. 0 for 2 is Will Smith. And that's going to be an 1-1 count. Taylor Saucedo is now seeing action in the bullpen. Looking at 5 concurrent viewers so far. Would like to see more. And a donation to this channel. The pitch. And a swing and a miss. And that's going to be strike 2. And the pitch again. That is outside for a ball. And the pitch again. Foul ball, 2-2. And the pitch again. And a ground ball right to the first baseman. And he's got it. That's Luke Raley. And now you got 2 outs. No. Scott, what are you doing? Colin Snyder was pitching good. No. He's going to do it again. He had 2 outs. No, do not play this platoon game. This is going to be a disaster. No. Why are you pulling him out? He got 2 outs already. Not the platoon thing again. Let me look at the numbers of Max Muncy. I hope Jay Trident Podcast didn't see me at this point. All right, let me take it. Like, I don't care if he's betting 162. It doesn't matter. Really does not matter. You are here, and you should have been here at least a few seconds ago because I had a meltdown when I saw Scott Service pulling out Colin Snyder for Taylor Saucedo because he's playing the platoon game, the lefty-lefty thing.
I just assumed, I just turned on the TV. I assumed the inning was over. Yeah. Here's the thing, like, not to just jump in and start going on rants, but I'm not against the platoon stuff. If you've got like, a dominant lefty, like if this was Gabe Spire last season, okay, but Sauce has been bad. So it's like at some point you just gotta go with who's better. It doesn't
Colin
matter.
Snyder.
Snyder's better. Or go get, and I'm trying to think who else is out there. Obviously not going to get Garcia or Munoz yet, but who else am I missing? Chargois. Go get Chargois for.
Isn't he? Yeah, he's another lefty. They're not even using him.
He's a righty, but he's better.
Chargois. I thought he was a lefty for a second.
The only lefty they have is Sauce right now, but he's just. Hopefully he can get this out, but
I don't think. Max Muncy's batting 140 something against the lefty, but I still don't care. It does not matter. Cannot play. Honestly, Scott Service ruined that movie Moneyball for me. I think he's destroying that movie for me. And the pitch, swing and a miss, strike one. Yeah, no, Paul Hahn is right. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Colin Snyder was just dealing. Sauce seems to be more invested in his Twitch account. And now here's the 0-1. And that is low for a ball, 1-1.
Yeah, at some point, like if all things were equal, if Sauce was just as good as the other guys, I'd say, yeah, do it.
By all means.
But yeah, but it's when someone's that much worse. I hope he gets the out here, obviously, but
we all want to see it.
Right.
He's a 4.02 ERA. Like even analytically, this makes no sense.
The lefty, I get it. The Muncy struggles against lefties. That makes sense. But to me, it's like when you have, good
a hot hand
lefties, like last year's Gabe Spire, probably a good spot for him. I'm trying to think of another good lefty they've
even
had.
Last year, Saucedo would have been okay.
Yeah. Or earlier this year, Saucedo or something.
But not right now.
Hopefully gets out of this. Hopefully it's
2-2 is correct. And also, CB Bucknor is the umpire for today, which he has surprisingly been on the Mariners' favor. And I do have a special video regarding CB Bucknor and Lou Piniella from 2002. I have the video ready to go for this commercial break, and I'm sure you'll remember it well. And now here is the 2-2 pitch, and that is inside for a ball. And if this walk happens, this decision will not age well, except Paul Hahn already knows what happens, so he gave me the spoiler. So we'll see exactly what happened. And now the 3-2. And now here's a ground ball right to Polanco. Throw to first in time, so I guess it worked, but didn't think it was that necessary. But out of the inning, we're going to the top of the 7th, and I got a video for everyone since CB Bucknor is the umpire, and Root Sports was talking about the interaction beef between Lou Piniella and CB Bucknor. I just had to show this, and you're going to see it, and you're going to love it.
I remember this
is 2002. Ben Davis was trying to hit in the ground game winner. He was narrowly out at first, and then here it is. Here it is. Wait for it. Yeah, Lou Piniella. Go get him, CB Bucknor. Tosses his hat. CB Bucknor just tosses him out. He's just giving that nice little smirk on his face.
I always love when they get tossed out after the game's over.
Yeah, I was like, what's the point of that? And this wasn't even the end of the game, actually. This was
I thought it was
tie ball. No, this was the tie ball game going into extras.
Tied.
Oh, look at the grounds crew woman. She's like, oh, I don't want to get in part of this, but I'm kind of watching. John McLaren trying to restrain him. He wanted to kill CB.
Look at how red.
Oh, and it gets better. Oh, here it is. Throwing the base. Throw it. Yeah, could be a better throw than that. And
Those
CB's
are
like,
heavy.
whatever. Oh, there you go. That's the throw that you want.
You got to get underneath it and chuck it. You can't just throw it at the.
Look at that face. That smirk on his
Young
face.
CB Buckner.
He was already smirking, and he was actually safe. Had the review happen, Lou Piniella would have called that head first. But it worked out anyway because Ruben Sierra hit a walk-off with the bases loaded. So it's all good.
Slam?
No, it was a walk-off like single.
Can I also point out that Walker Buehler striking out 1 through 4 innings might be the worst start low-key of the year versus a Mariners pitcher to only strike out 1 for 4 innings might low-key be like the worst performance of all time.
Possibly. And we are back from the break, and Victor Robles is up to the plate, and he had a really weird play at center field where he tried to rob the home run, didn't happen, and then the umpire wasn't even sure if it was a home run because the ball went through the wall because the wall is cheaply built, I guess. Now the pitch to Robles. Swing and a miss. Oh, Paul Hahn, you saw it 100 times? We've all seen it 100 times. And Houston did win, so this is the opportunity. The pitch, and that is a swing and a miss. Strike 2 to Victor Robles. You haven't really seen much strikeouts today by the Mariners. Well, that's a good thing. Only 2 strikeouts today, so offensively, a lot better. 0-2. And the fact that to say a lot better, and they're up by 1, and the fact that to say their offense is a lot better, it just really says a lot about this team. The thing is, I was kind of dragging myself for this game. Like I felt like I was crawling to the computer and the camera for this game.
And let's be honest, like no matter what happens this game or tomorrow, this is not the series that's killing them. It's Pittsburgh, Detroit, the Angels. You know, not that we don't want to beat the Dodgers too, but this isn't the one I'm going to look back on and go, oh, why?
Why? No, it's those Angels. Yeah. Oh, strike 3 called.
Yeah.
Seems that the offense is now back to normal.
Yeah, this team is making me drag, though. I'm with you. These late games are now for me like just brutal.
I mean, late game's good for me. It's just
true.
Just the mental, like, oh, I'm covering a Mariners game. Yippee!
Both for me, it's both.
Which is why I need all these interactions. Otherwise, I'm lonely and depressed. The pitch to Julio, and here is a ground ball right to second. Oh, he bobbles the ball. And that is going to be, I would say that's an error. That should have been an easy play, but Julio gets on limping the first base. And crazy to think that a limping Julio Rodriguez is our best offensive player on this team, which also says a lot.
I will say one thing, going back to Saucedo, if you're going to, that's outside of like using him in blowouts. If you're using him for like one batter where you've got 2 outs and he's facing a lefty is probably not the worst time to use him. Like I still probably wouldn't have gone with him just because he's not pitching well, but it's probably not the worst spot. Much better than having to bring him in at the start of an inning where you've got to face 3 batters, you know what I mean? No matter what. So probably not the worst usage of him, but the point still stands, but yeah, just wanted to throw that little caveat out there.
I would imagine that they're going to pull him out. I don't think he's going to go into the next inning, and I don't think he should. And that's going to be the one time where I'm like, yes, please pull out Saucedo, put in someone else. I don't trust him. Even though he pitched less than 10, this is the one time I'm like, okay, Scott, you can pull him out. It's okay.
Right.
I'll give him a pass. And even if it doesn't work out, I will still say, I will defend him for once saying, you know what? It was a good decision because pulling in Saucedo was an unnecessary decision. So you basically undid the bad decision.
That'll be the you know he's going to leave Sauce in now. Just because
And Sauce. I mean, he's all invested in his Twitch content creating, I guess. I mean,
best thing right now would be a couple more runs. That would really be.
we need
the
all
best
the
thing
runs
here.
that the Mariners could get and salvage, because and the sad thing is Mariners are actually playing better against the Dodgers than they've ever played against the Tigers and the Pirates.
True.
That says a lot.
Yeah, even yesterday, I mean, it was 0-0 going to the 7th.
They were still at least competitive.
Right.
But it was also depressing. Like, I came in late, I missed like nothing, and then once I come in, 3-0.
Right. I know. I saw it. I felt for you yesterday when you hopped on.
Ian says his Twitch is wild. He is better at gaming than pitching. Imagine if he put all that time in pitching than the gaming. I mean, he could maybe Twitch about his pitching. He could do a live stream on that. Here, I'll do the show for you. Like, so I say to like, why don't you join me in a live show? It's like, hey, this is me pitching. I'm doing a lot better this time. And now here is Cal Raleigh up to the plate, the pitch, and a big swing and a miss, and that is strike one. And be aware, bottom of the 7th inning, my tradition is we sing the 7th inning stretch. We got to do it.
I've got a cold, so it'll be very low tone.
I mean, I'll do it myself. It's fine. Oh, another
It'll
foul
be more
ball.
awkward if I just sit there.
All right, yeah. And I'll give you a signal, like when I point to you like this, that's like when you go, and then
Like it.
but I want the part where I said the shame part, because I always have a comment when I say if they don't win, it's a shame, and I always say, yeah, it would be a shame. We're looking at the 0-2 to Cal Raleigh. Oh, what swing was that? 0-2. Bad swing.
Way up.
What's very unusual about this game too is that Stevie Bucknor is actually helping the Mariners. His call has been in very much favor of the Mariners today.
I don't think he's been too bad, honestly. I say that there's going to be an awful one right here.
No, he's been questionable. Like, as an objective standpoint, he's not been umping well, but I'll take it because it's helping the Mariners. So objectively, he's bad, but as a fan, he's great for us. And we're looking at the 0-2, and here's the pitch. And predictably, he strikes out, and that's going to be 2 outs for Cal Raleigh. And Flick of the Switch says, how about we don't sing and say we did? Oh, Flick. What's a YouTube channel without the Flick?
Right.
And now here's Justin Turner, who gets that standing ovation as usual because he had a very long career with the Dodgers, but he has got to step up. Like, they're really giving him that ovation.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think this is a tactic. They're just trying to get him all soft and distracted. It's all part of a plan.
I like these guys. I'll just ground out.
That's what he's going to do.
Probably.
And I just realized that he's pinch hitting. I wonder who's pinch hitting.
I'm assuming Rayleigh.
Yep, they are. Because the lefty-righty matchup, because they don't want Luke Rayleigh hitting against the lefty once again, as usual, the pitch. That is outside for a ball. And you know what? If I see a home run, he'll get an ovation. So if anything, maybe they want him to hit a 2-run homer anyway.
I don't mind the pinch hit, but Turner has not looked great defensively at first. So I will say
an
issue.
The pitch
so the
up high for a ball. And even for hitting, his numbers have dropped significantly.
Of course, everybody. It just come to the Mariners. And
I mean, Mariners, anything they touch on the offense, it dies. Wow, Turner played for the Orioles, Mets, Dodgers, Boston, Toronto, and Seattle. The pitch. Outside for a ball. He's working the count very well, 3-0. And I wonder if he knows the stadium well. So I'm giving him the green light because he knows the stadium well. So I'm trusting him. Maybe not Mariners Justin Turner, but we'll see the pitch. And he takes it for a strike. He wanted that ball 4, I guess. And it wasn't really a good pitch for him to swing anyway. Yeah. Those up and the insides are very tricky. I mean, that's what I try to do in softball. I always try to pitch in the up and inside so they can pop out. And now the 3-2. Oh, that is strike 2. I had a feeling he was going to call that. And Justin Turner's having a little bit of a chatter with CB Buckner. Like, wait, that was a strike? Yeah, with his smirking face. Turner 6 home runs away from 200. Imagine if he gets 200 as a Seattle Mariner. That'd be quite a special moment. The pitch. And here's a fly ball to right field. And Mookie Betts is there, and he makes the catch. And that is going to retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It is stretch time. Everyone get up on your feet. If you are in the United States, get up. If you're in Japan, get up because we have some Japanese audience here as well. Time to take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Your turn.
Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever come back because it's root for the Mariners.
If they don't win, it's a shame. It would be a shame because they have a 3-2 lead. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes. You're out at the old ball game. And look at that. I now have 9 viewers, and we know who that 1 minus was from. It's from our friend Flick. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo!
I came in, and I don't blame him.
I don't blame him either. He doesn't like the singing, but Ian loves the singing. But Ian, do you love it enough to... Do I get a tip? Oh, wait, but I heard if you're a service worker or a tip worker, you're not supposed to ask for tips. Love you long time. David Dabbs. Never heard of him. Like this dab? That's how CB Buckner's been saying strike 3 or a strike. Strike!
Yeah, he's got he just kind of steps up and does that. It's like the quick.
And we are back from the break, and look at that skyline of Los Angeles. I mean, you would think it's beautiful from that skyline, but then once you go into this 710, baby, wait, what are you talking about?
Is Softy on 710? Maybe someone from
No, Softy is from KJR. No, 710. Oh, no. Saucedo is staying.
That's why I was laughing.
Great. And now here's the pitch.
You know why? Because they want the lefty versus Ohtani, which doesn't make a lot of sense because I imagine Ohtani's numbers versus lefties are fine, would be my guess.
It's like 240 or 260. The pitch.
Oh, good enough.
I mean, Saucedo handled Ohtani. I mean, surprisingly, the Mariners, for the most part, they've been able to handle those top 4 hitters. It's just they can't even handle the bottom tier hitters. So they do play down to the competition.
Mariners just walking off the field. Oh, pitch calm, I'm assuming.
Yep.
I thought they were just walking off the field.
Wait, what's pitch calm? Never heard of pitch calm.
The ear thing.
Oh, the ear thing. Okay.
The thing that the catchers and pitchers.
Oh, great. That they're talking to each other kind of thing.
Yeah. I thought Cal was just like walking off, like protesting, just walking off the field.
Yeah, protesting that. Wait, you put sauce in there? Nah. You keep them in there. The thing is, a lot of people are already talking about the offseason about the Mariners, but I'm not ready to talk about it. I know a lot of people are mentally, but I'm like, Mariners are they're 4.5 back. They're not mathematically out of it, but they gotta buckle down and start making a run at it, or else the thing is over. And Flick of the Switch making fun of me. Hey, I learn things every day, man. The pitch. Oh, outside, and that is ball 2. And I'm already feeling that, hey, if Scott walks, if he walks this guy, I'm like, nope, take him out. Oh, but wait, Ohtani's the lefty. Oops, the pitch. All right, 3-1. I think I may have to bring that blindfold of myself from last year, if you remember that.
Mask. I do.
I can't watch the pitch. And that is popped up and fouled. Actually, if he does walk him or if he does get on base and Ohtani is up, I'll get my sleeping mask and then you can call the Ohtani part. And then, because it's going to be brutal. Oh, wait, he's not. Oh, he's not on deck yet. Never mind. The 3-2. And now here's a line drive, and that's going to be a base hit up in the corner, and he's going to go to second base. It's going to be extra bases. Mitch Haniger gets it, and runners on second base with no outs. I mean, this is why I said pull out Saucedo. I said it. I would walk Showtime. Oh, 100% would do that.
He's not up. I thought he was. I guess this is the 9 hitter.
It's now Hernandez. He's up, but you can't really do a intentional walk. You just can't.
Yeah, now you can't. Well, that's the problem with leaving Sauce in there. It's like now you can't walk Hernandez because you're not going to face Ohtani with first and second. So you're just, I don't know, whatever.
I mean, Scott Service is out managing against himself, and that is a strike. Does Scott really think Thin Sauce is the best option to face Ohtani? What a dumbass, man. I love these comments. Like, oh man, I love these people. The 0-1, and now here, oh no, it's gonna be. I would have called that a balk just because he's a bum. And we got Chargois and Munoz in the bullpen. We could use Chargois right now. And now the 0-1 pitch. Oh no, it's a fly ball to deep. Nope. No, I reverse jinxed it. Thank you. And that is one down. Now, obviously, most would say you want to intentionally walk Ohtani, but he's not going to.
Well, and you do have bets on, like, I will say that, like, it's tougher against the Dodgers to make the intentional walk call because they've got bets than Freeman. It was easier last year when Ohtani had, like, I don't know, whoever's on the Angels hitting behind him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're going to go to Munoz.
You can't really. Oh, you mean the decision that Scott should have made, like,
I actually
a couple batters ago? Oh, they're putting in Munoz. Oh, wait, Munoz is coming in? I don't know, but I mean, I can see why because of the top 4 hitters.
Right.
But you're wasting away a closer for that.
But there may not be an 8th, 9th to get to. This I don't like leaving Sauce in, but I don't mind going to Munoz with Ohtani,
that's why
Betts, and Freeman.
That's why I was like, put in Chargois
against him.
He can't do Jimmy Garcia because he did yesterday. He's already been killed.
And he's kind of sucked recently, honestly. Like, so I get this. Munoz here, and then you hope you add on. I've called for more of this. Like, get creative. Like, you've got Munoz there. I mean, what happens? Who else you bringing in? What if Chargois comes in and gives up the runs, and then you go, we didn't even use Munoz for the game. So I don't mind. I don't like leaving Sauce in. I don't mind going to Munoz here, though.
Yeah, I think still personally, I'll take it to the core that if Chargois came in and it became a disaster, I would have been like, it was still the right decision. I would have said but they should have put in Chargois at the beginning of the inning. But Scott was really letting Ohtani get to his head. That's what it was about. But then he pulls him out anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, like the decision that led to going to Munoz kind of stunk, but I think going to Munoz here is fine.
I'm kind of tempted to get, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, hey, Sid Rock, what's up, man? Yeah, TK, like, at least Munoz is pitching relevant innings.
You're calling this one.
You got it. And I'd rather lose this game with Munoz. If he gives up a home run, I'd rather lose it with Munoz on the mound. So I'm fine with this, honestly. Like, it's definitely got some risk. Like, he could get out of this, and then, the 8th, 9th, you've got turned over to lesser pitchers. But I can stomach this. Ohtani steps in. Munoz comes set at the belt. I'm going to move over from the chat just for no spoilers. Not that I honestly care all that much anymore, but swing and a miss over the top of a slider. I guess that's the other place I'm at. I'm honestly I'm kind of like whatever on the Mariners right now. I've kind of lost. The apathy is set in. If they win this, great. If not, I'll wake up tomorrow, go to work, and we'll all go about our lives like normal. 0-1 here from Munoz to Ohtani. Come set the pitch. A little outside with the breaking ball, 1-1. Just missed on the
I got
outer half.
football to look forward to, even though I
Yeah, we
really
got
don't
football
want
in
to.
2 weeks. We got football in 2 weeks, so you know
The
I'll
Sam
survive.
Howell hype train.
I'm not quite on the Sam Howell train yet, but he's looked
Me
okay in
neither.
preseason. He's getting rid of the ball quicker. The 1-1 to Ohtani. Line drive caught by Turner. Throw over to second base. Back in time. So the line drive was caught by Turner. They almost doubled up. Edmund 2 down. That was stung off the bat of Ohtani. That had to be 112, 113. Mariners catch a break that it was hit right at Turner. 2 away.
Ohtani is a career 240 hitter against the Mariners.
It doesn't feel like he's really 100 off the bat. I don't feel like Ohtani's really killed. He's going to have a walk-off home run now, and I'm saying this, but
yeah, probably.
He's never really killed us, I don't feel like. I mean, I know he's had moments, but not the way like Trout has killed us. Here's Mookie Betts. Munoz comes set at the belt. His pitch to Mookie. Line drive down the line. Fair, foul. I have been on mute. They're saying fair ball. That's going to tie the game up. Betts is into second, and it's 3-3. It looked kind of foul. Betts doing a little dance. I'm not sure you need to do that. Beating the Mariners is no accomplishment. So, I mean, congrats on that. Whatever.
It didn't work. Look at flick of the switch. By the way, I'm taking over. And that cringe dance. What the heck is 50 Shades of Grey mask?
I thought that was foul. Was that? No, that's fair. That was definitely fair.
No, it was fair. I saw it myself. And you're ahead of me.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah, off the bat, they're going to walk Freeman, which is the right decision.
Well, obviously, because you got a man on first base, and I'm
now
going to go right back to it. You shouldn't have left Saucedo in there. That was the decision.
Yep, that was. Yep, I agree. Sauce was the issue. I don't mind going to Munoz there. I'd rather.
I'm not putting any of it on Munoz. It was just that Munoz was set up for a very difficult situation, especially when you're going up against Mookie Betts. Like you're going against 3 former MVPs in a row. But we've got Teoscar Hernandez, who hasn't really done much. And it really shouldn't be surprising for the most part, knock on wood, because Teoscar may know us, but we know him. And that's what the pitchers are thinking. Like they know how Teoscar swings. And now here is the pitch to Teoscar. And that was a nice 100, and that is a strike. And looks like, just by what's going on, sounds like, just by the comments, it sounds like Teoscar hit a home run, so I hope they're wrong. And now here's the 0-1. And now here's a ground ball, and that is a base hit, and that's probably going to score in the run. Here is the throw to the plate, and that is in time, and they get him! He is out of there. He is thrown out by Haniger, and that is going to retire the side play by Haniger, and they escape narrowly. And obviously, I broke my mic for that. But nice throw by Haniger. That felt like a really slow throw, and they got him out of there just barely.
Haniger's made some nice throws. That was close. That replay, I thought he might have been safe, but now on that second replay, I think Cal got the tag underneath the other leg. And the one leg was going over the plate, and Cal got underneath the other one. So I don't think there was evidence to overturn that. But that great
sounds like CB Bucknor is really on our side. I guess he's finally making up for that Lou Piniella call.
Yeah, where's Haniger's little dance to celebrate?
Yeah, I guess so. Oh boy, now we're going.
Honestly, not a very impressive outing for Munoz. Ohtani ripped at 100. Just was caught by Turner. Betts was down the line fair, hit pretty hard, and then Teoscar the base hit. So not exactly a great outing there from Mooney. But
it's like we got quite a bit of viewers coming in.
Awesome.
More people are coming in for the show.
Close game,
Yeah, close game. Dodgers name. The Ohtani audience is there. My numbers go up when I cover an Ohtani game because I got people from Japan watching these games, and the statistics do prove it. Oh man, but what an ugly inning that was, and just to think that Mariners could have easily gotten out of it. Like it could have just came down to just doing better decisions, and they don't. By the way, I'm just out of random going to my analytics for how many people have seen my Otani, my other game, going to the audience. It was 24% was from Japan. In terms of by cities, doesn't say. Hanniger was doing that Mookie dance. I guess he was taunting him too.
What was he doing it?
I
Was
guess
he actually
so.
doing it?
I wonder what the Twitter is saying. I guess they're going to show it in a moment. Hanniger was throwing him out.
I didn't see it.
Me
Can anyone
neither.
confirm? Oh, Steve and I have zero faith that they're going to score another run. I don't have any faith in this team right now. Like, I mean, you could have. It's just, I just don't have any faith right now.
It's
That's why I'm
brutal.
not even like, even the sauce thing. I'm like, kind of just whatever. It is what it is.
It is brutal to watch. Now here is Randy Arozarena, the pitch, and that is inside, but they called it a strike anyway. We're talking about an 0-1 count. And here is the 0-1, and that is going to be a strike. 0-2. Logan Gilbert against Jack Flaherty tomorrow. Mariners got to get this win because you do not want to go up against the Dodgers losing the series, and the Mariners cannot afford to lose any more series. 0-2, up high for a ball. 1-2, and also commercial break. I have some videos of me and Softy. You're going to want to see this. Don't want to miss it. Surprised I didn't think I got Softy on my show. Didn't think that was possible. I guess anything's possible. 1-2.
Miracles.
Yep. Can you believe in miracles? Yes! The United States defeated the Soviet Union!
Steven, it's funny. I'm the opposite. I actually have a little faith, but I have no desire to actually have the faith right now. I'm like in the opposite mindset. Like, I don't want to have the faith, but I actually do, which is like even worse.
2-2 and a foul ball. Honestly, I'm only here just to provide entertainment of my reactions. That's about it. I'm providing a service for people for all the hopefuls, delusional hopefuls that still want to follow the Mariners without giving the ownership money of Root Sports and MLB.com. Here I am, the 2-2. And now here's a fly ball to left field, and Teoscar makes the catch.
Not to like get on the excuse train, but man, I feel like the Mariners have hit a lot of line drives that have been caught tonight. Like they have stung the ball a lot tonight.
They've been stinging it, but they just happened to hit it exactly to the fielders.
Where they ain't.
Yep. And next up to the plate is going to be Jorge Polanco. He is 2 for 3, so I'm not going to give him the no treatment. And I was hoping my blindfold trick would work, but it didn't. The pitch.
Well, you'd have to see it, so it did kind of work.
I remember when we did it last year when Otani was up against Matt Brash, and Matt Brash nailed him.
Yeah, that was a great game. Better times.
Way better times. The 1-0. Yeah, that was some. I think that was some better times. It actually was. Just to think last year was actually better times. The Mariners, our lives were better.
I think they were in first place at this time last year. Honestly,
they were hanging somewhere. Yeah, the 2-0. 3-0 count, and Polanco being patient. Next up to the plate after that's going to be Mitch Haniger. Maybe would be cool if Polanco gets on base and then Mitch Haniger does something special, especially after throwing out Mookie Betts, and now the 3-0. And ball 4, take your base. And this is a great opportunity for Mitch Haniger. Not only has he thrown out Mookie Betts, but he has a chance to do something special here. Even though he's pretty much 2009 Ken Griffey Jr. at this point. I looked at their numbers.
Yeah.
Mitch Haniger and 2009 Ken Griffey Jr. were very similar numbers.
Makes sense.
It's kind of scary.
More pop. Yeah.
He did, and a lot more weight.
Yes. Dylan Moore running.
Dylan Moore, the pinch runner. And now the pitch. And that's a strike. Not sure about that decision just because, I mean, Polanco has been batting. He's actually been their best hitter of the Mariners. So maybe when it's like down the road, it may bite them in the butt. But I guess that's how desperate they are to even get one run. And now the pitch. And that is going to be a ball one.
It's
but
one of
Mitch
those
Haniger
kind of. Go ahead.
But it's like Mitch Haniger's not really hitting anything right now. So that's where I'm concerned. But we'll see.
I
the
think
1-1.
It stinks, but you kind of have to do it and have them run. I get where you're coming from because you take one of the few bats that's swinging it well out, but it just I'm not. You almost have to do it.
I mean, I'm not. I mean, I won't put it on Scott on this one necessarily because there's decisions that have to be made better, then it wouldn't have gotten it to this point.
Right.
See, last year I was like, blame Scott everything. This year I'm like, blame Scott, but at least there's at least one or two decisions I have let slide.
Yeah, there's always things that are like out of the control, but it's just to me, it's just the overall body of work. Is my kind of term.
And that kind of gets away. Does Dylan Moore go to second? No, I don't think he even had a chance for it. I wonder what time it is in Japan. I'm pretty sure it's like daytime there. So I would make sense if I'm having a Japanese audience right now. And I did put the video, like I put the titles, not only in English, but on the other side, I put it in Japanese. And now we're looking at the 2-2 and the pitch. And, ball 3, 3-2. CB is literally making up for Lou Piniella on this one. Yeah. How about no reactions? Because Steve does that all the time. That drives me nuts. I love the guy, but it's like, no, don't do this because my Root Sports is so behind. See, that's why the Root Sports sucks because it is Xfinity more of. And now we're looking at the throw to first not in time. I almost said in time. I almost caused some heart attacks.
If Dylan Moore got picked off here, see, this is where I'm actually like more mad at the coaching staff and stuff. Like, you can't have this. How many times have they been picked off in these situations? Like, let's see. Does he?
Are they ruled
to overturn that?
Oh no, Paul Hahn giving me a compliment. That's a great idea to attract the Japanese audience. I've noticed it. Like, I think there could be.
I think he's back. I think that hard to like.
Freeman had a pretty quick arm on that one.
Yeah.
No, I think he's out. I hate to say it.
Let's see. He's got.
Take a look and see what the Twitter vibes are saying.
I think you're right. I think you're right. I think he's out.
He's out.
This is ridiculous. It's so many times this has happened to this team. So many times where they've been picked off. Last year, Caballero did it every tag. Unless his palm is on the base, he's out. Ridiculous. I'm so done. I'm just so done with this garbage.
Oh, look at. I mean, when you see Mariners Mojo, the most optimistic group of YouTubers I've ever seen, when they said, I'm going into this next game with no expectations, that's when you know the Mariners are broken. Yep, he's out by the fingertips.
The only saving grace is he was called safe. That's the only saving grace.
That's it.
If he was called out, no chance it's overturned.
If I'm Dylan Moore, just walk back right now.
It's close enough where maybe there's not enough evidence. But honestly, with the way CB Buckner's been, they'll probably just give it to the Dodgers too. I'm not saying they're giving it. I think he is out. But
they've been giving it to the Mariners most of the time.
That's what I'm saying. He's going to be out. I'm so done with this team, man. I can't.
It's the lack of discipline. It's what's killing me.
To spoil it for you?
Yeah, do it.
Called him safe. Actually said call stands, believe it or not. I'm a little surprised at that.
Well, now we get to my official reaction. Yeah, actually, you know what? I'm not surprised because CB Buckner's been going the Mariners' way today.
The only saving grace there is the call in the field was safe. I think that's the only thing that saved him.
Wow. And look at, I wonder how Freddie Freeman's not happy. And then Dave Roberts said the F-bomb. I'm going to make a Twitter saying, CB Bucknor is trying to make up for Lou Piniella from 2002. And I don't even know if I even spelled his name right, so I got to do the check. It was a very close call. And we have a go run at first. And now here's going to second base and the throw to second strikeout. And that is a strike him out, throw him out, double play. And now that doesn't even matter anymore. There's no reason for a challenge. They're not going to call the challenge. Scott's not calling the challenge. Just as soon as I was going to tweet that CB Bucknor is trying to save the Mariners and make up for 2002, doesn't even matter. Honestly, it doesn't even deserve a challenge. That's how just frustrating. And the funny thing is, the Mariners are still tied with the Dodgers. I mean, we're all acting like they've lost this game. Oh, looks like Trident's mic does not work. I don't blame him. Yeah, we are dead. Paul Hahn says we're dead. Dead. We're deader than dead. Yep, he's got to fix his mic, doesn't he? I don't blame him. That's why Dave Roberts is a good manager. He challenges. Oh, by the way, now I got to show you that softy video.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
All right, here it is. Here's the video.
The only job the offense has to do is just to not suck. And this offense sucks, okay? All you got to do is just be average, be boring, be mediocre. I mean, dude, can you imagine living a life and having a job where your boss comes to you and says, I want you to do one thing. I want you to be mediocre. That's all I want. I want you to be average at what you do. You don't need to be great. You don't need to be a leader. I don't want to pay you a lot of money. I just want you to be mediocre. All you got to do is not suck. Imagine those standards for any of us in what we do for a living. And these guys can't even do that.
The great Softy Mahler never disappoints. And we are back from the break, and Munoz is still on the mound with only 6 pitches. I mean, you got to use him. I mean, he's only got 6 pitches in.
Can't take him out now.
Yeah, can't put that to waste. Great. Can zone is coming on. Our offense just got more thin. Here's my reaction to that.
Wait, why is Can zone in?
Yeah, I don't want to know.
For who?
Let's take a look.
You're like, go look it up, Jay, if you want to know. So
no, I'm saying I'll look it up.
No, I know.
I was trying to say, oh, he's taking over for Robles because Robles is hurt. That's why.
I mean, great, just more
pitch. And that is a strike. And Gavin Lux has been the Mariner killer. Just to think that he has 20% of his home runs against the Mariners. Randy Arozarena is now at center field, I assume. And the pitch. And that is low for a ball. 2-1 the count.
Game, so you can't put him in center.
Now that's just how much the offense is now neutralized. Just by those decisions. The 2-1. And that is a strike. Just do your job. Don't even have to be impressive. That's the thing. Mariners can have a, quote, quiet quitting mindset, and they would be ahead of this Astros team by 5 games if they at least had a quiet quitting mindset.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Like they just played 500 ball throughout the entire time. 2-2. Now here's a ground ball right to Munoz. Toss over the first in time. Justin Turner's at first base right now. And after this, I have another softy video to show. I mean, I will say this: like Softy, doing a show with Softy was the equivalent of drinking a really powerful coffee. He really like his voice and his energy really got me jacked up. Like it's people like him, I would think that he inspires many others to do YouTube content creating. Now here's
He's
the
got
pitch
that
to.
perfect mix for it.
I mean, I'd be entertained if you can get Softy on your show. That'd be fun.
That'd be fun.
I mean, you got the numbers, you got the beard. I
True.
actually believe that you can get Brett Boone on your show easily. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike two. I mean, look at Marine Layer Podcast. They get all these guys on their shows. They get current Mariners on your team. I think you could at least get Brett Boone at least, or Mike
Might
Cameron.
try in the off season.
You really should, or at leleast during the season, because Brett Boone talks to Softy all the time. The pitch, oh, and that hits him. And Munoz,
right? Like just
Munoz has been off today, and I think my theory is this: I think it's because they're using Munoz in a very, very non-save situation. So I think it's affecting him. I don't know if that's a good excuse or anything, but
technically it was a safe situation. Technically, because if he pitched the rest of the game, it would have been a
3
save.
innings. Yeah, it's true.
I mean, 0-2 hit by pitch. This team just in a nutshell, right? Like almost picked off first base, strike him out, throw him out, double play. 0-2 hitting a batter. Just the Mariners in
Giving
a
up home
nutshell.
runs to a guy that just came back from injury and a guy that just stinks.
Yep.
And yet when they play like Ohtani and all the other guys are doing just fine. It just really proves that the team is talented. Talent is there because they're able to stop the big boys, but they can't stop the little guys. That's the painful feeling. And Munoz going against Max Muncy. And the pitch. And Munoz has really lost it. Like, I think if he puts another man on base, I think this is where you have to pull Andres Munoz. It pains me to say it, but he is not having a good game. Colin Snyder was actually their best pitcher, and they should have just kept him for the rest of the way. 3-0 count, and this is the Munoz that I remember and love, and I really hope Chargois is getting ready to go, because you don't have Jimmy Garcia, because he was already used up yesterday. Austin Voth, but he was already used yesterday too.
I don't think he was. I don't think did
3-0
pitch yesterday. I think Voth was.
And ball 4, take your base, and I saw that. CB Bucknor was tempted to call a strike, but even he couldn't do it.
Wanted to.
He wanted. I felt it.
Yeah, Munoz just not super sharp. Again, don't have a problem with the decision. You know, if you're going to go down, like I said earlier, I'd rather go down here with Munoz than watching someone else lose it. At least I can stomach it a little bit more. But it's just the Mariners in a nutshell right now. I mean, I could not have less faith that they will win this game. I'm not even trying to be like, oh, super negative. I hope they win this. I really do. I can't envision it right now. You know,
I mean, I can't. I mean, even if you went 100% negative as much as I did, I'm not going to put it behind you at all.
Yeah, no, I just don't want people trying to come on and just be like Debbie Downer with everything. Like, I want them to win. I'm not rooting against them with some of the sarcasm. It's just what they've been. I mean, they just, nothing goes their way. You know, they're not playing good. They're not getting breaks. It's just outside of a little bit from Stevie tonight, but Stevie just screws them on the pitch there.
I mean, look at Mojo. Mojo, like I said, most positive group of people I've seen on covering the Mariners, and even that Pirates series broke them so hard that Colton was like, "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna take it as like a just watch, enjoy baseball mindset." Yep. I mean, that series broke them, and when you break the spirits of Mariners mojo, you know the Mariners did something wrong badly.
Yeah, we talk about the offense, but the bullpen's low-key been really bad recently. I mean, the offense is the bigger
it's giving me the
culprit,
1997 vibes.
Yeah, but there's definitely been some winnable games that the bullpen has lost them.
Yeah, it's like 1997 all over again.
Parting like,
and I was complaining about this bullpen last year, and now we're saying, man, I would give anything
for last year's. I mean, listen, not having Santos and Brash has hurt, but there should
has
be
hurt a lot.
There to get it.
But there's still the talent's still there. There's like no talent's not in question.
Right.
The 1-1. It's just that when you're consistently in a position where you have to, like when you're averaging 3 runs or less, and the bullpen's in this position, it's like it takes a mental toll on these players. And last year, I was the one defending the offense, and now I have to.
They were
offense was 12th in the league, so they actually weren't too bad, and we were saying they were bad. The 1-2, and Munoz is really losing it. I really think Munoz should have been pulled after the other walk. And the other bizarre thing is they took out Chargois. Like, they're not even letting him warm up. So that's another bizarre thing, unless they're using... They haven't really been using him at all either, which they should. The 2-2. And strike 3 on a 99, and we got 2 outs.
My thing here is, like, you're not going to have Munoz tomorrow. You might as well just use him here. Like, I mean, I'm not saying you let him throw 50 pitches, but you ride with him through the 8th at least here. I don't see, you know what I mean? I'm kind of at that point. I get what you're saying. Like, you probably should take him out, but I'm kind of like, just, dude, you're doing this. You know what I mean? Like,
I guess take care of it in some ways.
I didn't know Jason Hayward was still on the Dodgers, to be honest.
Yeah, I remember watching him during the Korean Seoul series. I remember that.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking up the bullpen. Looking at the bullpen numbers for the Mariners in 2024.
Overall,
and now the pitch.
Probably okay, but I just knocked over my light.
Bullpen's actually 13th in the league, surprisingly.
It's been worse, though, recently. I think they were like...
It has been, yeah.
Yeah. Overall,
97, they were the bottom. They were at a 5.47 ERA. Yeesh.
Man, it's crazy how bullpens have changed. Like, back in the day, like, everybody in bullpens now is throwing 99. Like, even when the Mariners are playing teams like, oh, this bullpen's been awful, they're all bringing in guys throwing 99. The days of the soft tossers in the pen is just gone.
Gone. Yeah, you don't see Norm Charlton's anymore.
No.
And Munoz is really losing his control. It's now 1-1. Well, they're playing the Star Wars tune. Isn't that great? And speak of Star Wars just canceled one of their TV series, The Acolyte. I think a lot of people are not disappointed by that decision by Disney. The pitch. Up high for a ball, and it's not like Munoz is like strategizing it. He just doesn't have the control. It's just gone. Like, I don't think he's coming back for the 9th inning, and I don't think he should. And the pitch. Oh, and a fly ball drilled to right field. Forget about that one. And I think that just iced the game right there. Jason Hayward hits a home run. Dave Roberts is as excited as Tommy Lasorda. And it's a 6-3 ball game. I think that is the dagger right there. I mean, I don't think I can sugarcoat that one bit. I mean, we're just in absolute shock.
Jason Hayward, really? I mean, this team is just Javi Baez, Jason Hayward, Rowdy Tellez. I mean, it just doesn't stop. It just doesn't stop for this team. We're
losing to guys it doesn't make sense. Mariners are dominating against 3 former MVPs in Teoscar Hernandez, and they can't even get a bunch of scrubs out. And Munoz really felt it, the frustration. And Dustin, I do appreciate you saying that. You guys are troopers for sticking it out. I mean, I was telling Scott Service to pull him out for this inning because the momentum was gone. Like, put in Austin Voth or JT Chargois.
They would have given it up too. I mean, even
if they did, I would have been like, at least that was the right decision. Munoz was already showing his red flags today. Like, it just wasn't his game today. And I got to go to the bathroom because that game just filled on me. You know what? And while I do enjoy this new ad I made, SoFi is an online bank and a personal financing company offering financial diverse products. They hold the naming rights to the home of the Los Angeles Rams and the Los Angeles Chargers, named SoFi Stadium. They offer amazing checking and savings accounts where you can get up to 4.6% on savings accounts. There are no monthly fees to maintain the accounts, and they have over 55,000 no-fee ATMs around the United States. You even have access to a budgeting program, stock trading, and insurance programs. Join SoFi and get $25 for joining and or $25 for opening a stock trading account. Links are available in the description. And thank you. And lastly, I am not a financial advisor, so either find a professional financial advisor or go with your own gut. Yep, do not take my advice. I mean, if you want my advice, I'll say, well, here's a disclaimer. I am not your financial advisor. But I did buy 114 shares of FUBO TV because they're having some kind of a weird momentum for whatever reason. So I want to ride with that. They might have a momentum before the Mariners do on this offense.
Gonna be
we
funny
are back
when we
in
get
the break.
Ohtani out.
Oh, if they get Ohtani out, I'm going to just lose it.
Should have
Badly.
walked Hayward to get to Ohtani. With the way all the scrubs killed the Mariners, just put. Whoa! I think I just broke my chair. Boy, I'm having a heck of a.
And now you're gonna break your microphone and
I
your
did.
TV, and maybe you
I
should.
did. I broke the chair. Oh my gosh! What a night.
Let's take a look at the stats too. Like Ohtani is 1 for 4. Mookie Betts is 1 for 4. Freeman 1 for 2. Hernandez 1 for 4. Like the Mariners are handling these guys. But then the guys after that, they're just getting killed by them. The pitch. And that is a ball. It's the bullpen, the offense. Like we're going back to 1997 levels of badness. Mariners added to the bullpen and it hasn't done anything. The pitch. And a ground ball foul. And I want to look at JT Chargois' numbers and see how much he has actually played for the Mariners, which he really hasn't been used enough. They're using too much of Garcia, so they're burning him out. Chargois has not pitched since August 17th, which makes no sense. And now the 1-2, and that is low for a ball. Ohtani can hit? Oh, he can hit? I'm not aware of that. Are you sure about that? I don't know. I don't want to think about it. And we're looking at the 2-2 and the pitch. And now here's a fly ball drilled to right field, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. And at least it's a single, but do we really care at this point? No.
No.
Nah. But I care about this comment the most. That we're the troopers. We're sticking it out, covering it till the end, which we will. And I've had people tell me like, man, the Mariners don't deserve your attention. They're hurting your channel. Don't give them attention. It's like, no, I got to finish for the Mariners. The purpose is to cover the entirety of the Mariners season and the Seahawks season, even if they suck to the balls. And plus, if the Mariners suck and they're out of it, I can always cover, if I feel like it, I can always cover those minor league baseball games. I can always do that, which I have. I've been to 2 minor league baseball games this season. The pitch and popped up. And I did see the Colt Emerson home run, his first home run in Everett. I was in the right field area. When the ball was happening, I was like, okay, I think it's going to hit that nice little wall. Nope, it went right way over. It went out of the stadium. Well, who's ready for Seahawks versus Broncos? Okay, come on. It's not mathematically over, but spiritually it is. And now we're looking at the 0-1. And now the pitch. And that is a strike. And you see that CB Bucknor calling a strike with the dab. That's a strike. Whoa, what did they just do? Did you see that?
No,
Fans are fighting for a ball. And the bullpen's just pretty much lost. Like, I think when we talk about our post-game show, because I know that I'm jumping onto yours, like things that I will talk about. And feel free to disagree, because sometimes disagreeing is fun. Actually, it's fun anyway, as we are looking at a 1-2 pitch. The pitch, and that is a strike, throw to second, and that is not in time because Dylan Moore can't hang on to a ball. Like, I'm going to talk about that Colin Snyder shouldn't have been pulled. I'm going to say that Taylor Saucedo should have been pulled. Should have put anyone else. I mean, I did not like the Munoz idea, even though we said that the top 4 hitters, but the Mariners have been able to handle them anyway. And this is just me going off. I better probably save my energy for your show. Am I excited for the Seahawks? Man, everyone's talking about the Seahawks. Munoz should have been pulled. Yeah, I mean, after the first hitter, I think he should have been pulled. He was already showing his red flags. And the 2-2. And wow. Like, you can just tell. Like, look at Austin Voth. Like, you can just tell that this is just, like, they're just out of it now. Like, they just mentally are just out. Oh, look at I like this one. Guys. I'm sure Root Sports will be glad to tell you that it's early and it'll turn around. Ground ball right to the shortstop in time. And that will retire the side. And I got another softy video to show for commercial break. And here you go.
You're facing a team that's lost 10 straight, and you give them 2 right away to win this series. Just a disgrace. Absolute disgrace. Here I am. It's Monday. The weather's nice. I'm hoping to be in a good mood, and you're pissing me off already. Before I've even got on the air, you're getting me all fired up, man. Come on, it's not even 9:30 yet.
Hey, think of it as an alarm clock, man.
This is like therapy, dude. My wife is gonna thank you for taking this out on you and not on her.
Both of us, I think we just say it as it is. We don't like sugarcoating. We're not cheerleaders. We're passionate Mariner fans that have been around for 20 to 30 years, and we just want to see a World Series. Just give us a World Series, and we'll be happy.
Look, man, I just think when it's all said and done, we're angry because we care. People are angry because they care. The Mariners should be on their hands and knees loving the fact that people are this pissed off about what's going on, because the next possible alternative is apathy. If I'm the owner of the Mariners, I'm telling my people, I'm telling Brad Adam, Angie Menting, go nuts. Have at it. Show that passion. Show that passion on the air. Show the fans that you are just as passionate as they are. That's what we want. And if it's fair criticism, I don't care if it's fiery, emotional, just don't make it personal. But if it's fair criticism, go for it, because that brings in ratings and it brings in people. And we want people to know that we care as much as they do, and they do none of that.
Softy really went off.
Yeah.
Oh, and Mr. Sticky says, I'm calling a 3-run home run for Canzone. Mr. Sticky, if that actually happens, I will give you my entire donations for today, which is unfortunately $3.
Hey, 1 for each run scored.
Yeah. So, Mr. Sticky, I will reward you $3, which, by the way, you'll be netting more than me, because YouTube takes 30% of my revenue on this one. So I'm going to make like whatever is 30% of $3, which is not much. I kind of
see some people kind of debating in the chat a little bit. In my opinion, it's both. They should have scored more than 3 runs off Buehler, who was awful, and then the bullpen blew it. It's both of them. Bullpen needed to be better, should have held the lead, and the offense was not good enough. It's both. That's the story.
I'll drive in $100 for you tomorrow if that happens. Woo! But what are the chances of that happening?
Well, and Canzone's not even. Oh no, he would be up because Rojas.
Yep, someone really did do it.
Rivas.
But I like these debate guys. I love these debates. Keep them going.
Yeah, no,
pitch.
It's fair. I think everyone's kind of right about it. I think but it's both. It's not a one or the other.
No, you gotta say both. Like, offense is not doing their jobs. Bullpen is blowing it. And now here's the 1-1. I mean, granted, you can even go back to Bryce Miller, that he shouldn't have given up 2 home runs to a bunch of bums. Other than that, even Bryce Miller wasn't even 100%. But the thing is, his not so 100% is still good for the Mariners' starting pitching. It's still godlike performance. And now here is the 1-2 pitch. Victor Robles has been fantastic. He was fantastic until he got that extension. Then he went. Just the idea that Mariners are going to lose this series to the Dodgers. And even if they win tomorrow, I'm not going to care. The 2-2. And now here's a ground ball right to the shortstop. Throw to first in time. And now you got 2 outs away. So a 3-run home run is already out of the picture. So unfortunately, I will not be close. There won't be any donations happening on this one. Offense fell asleep again after scoring a couple runs. Yep, they did get complacent. I'm going to say that as well. Mm-hmm. Now here's Leo Rivas, and him playing reminds me of like, why isn't Cole Young playing? I think he should play. He should get a chance, but they won't.
Play for 35 games and just see what he's got.
Just see what he's got.
Yeah, I'd move Polanco to third, see if he can play third. Just be a trial run. Let Cole Young play. I'd let Ryan Bliss play. Honestly, I know people are going to laugh at this one. I'd probably let Dom Canzone play every day just to see if there's something in there. I would bring up Tyler Locklear and let him play first base. I mean,
Harry Ford at least play backup catcher.
I mean, just something, right? Like, I mean, let's see if there's something in these guys. Because you're not bringing.
It's too bad that they got rid of. It's too bad they got rid of the 40-man rule for September. You only get
used to only get 2.
You used to have a bunch of kids playing. I really did enjoy that, but I think that was a money issue. I think they did that to save money because when minor leaguers play Major League Baseball, they have to pay even more.
Makes sense.
The pitch, and that was look at that, a meatball right there. And he's not even swinging at that. Would you try Cole Emerson? I know. No. No. Cole Young's already ahead of him.
Yeah.
But Cole Emerson will definitely get an invite for spring training. We know that. And Rivas is looking at a 2-2. And now the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to right field. And that is off the wall. And he's going to second base. Yes, he is. So there is a double. So although it may be, that was a really beautiful swing by Leo Rivas. That's what we want to see, but it may not be for much, but there is a little speck of a chance, maybe.
Tying runs on deck. You never know.
Tying runs on deck. And if they do come back, you're going to have a bunch of Mariners fans like, we're back, baby. This is the turning point. Oh, but wait, Canzone is up. And my reaction to that. The pitch. Outside for a ball. The tragic thing was I had very high expectations for Dom Canzone. I did like what he did last year. His numbers weren't great, but I did see the upside, and look how he's done this season. Just disaster. 1-0. Like Mariners Mojo was very hyped about them, and that's one of the things I did agree with them that can't wait to see what you're laughing about in just a few moments. And looking at a 1-1 for Dom Canzone. And now the pitch. And the ball bounces away. And looks like we gotta go to the plate, throw the plate at home. And he's out.
Why are you trying?
See why it was so funny.
It's a 3-run game. Why are you moving? Why are you trying to score on that? Who cares? You stay at third. What does that even do? He's out. Why would you even try that in a 3-run game? This team is the dumbest team I have ever watched in my life. I swear to God, I can't do it anymore.
Like, what was... Like, I like the hustling effort, but that was just...
But there's dumb effort. And then there's like, I mean, it's probably not going to matter. I don't think they're going to win the game.
I wonder if I'm Scott, challenge it. Just challenge it.
Yeah, they did. I mean, you might as well. You have nothing.
Like, what do you got to lose?
Yeah. I mean, it's just, but that's the team. It's not so much like, okay, like that is good effort, but it's dumb. And you've got to be smart. Your run, if it was 4-3, maybe I can get it. Take a shot at it because you don't know. But that run doesn't matter. Like, stay at third. If Canzone reaches, it's 2-1. Tying run comes up. I mean, it's just stupid baseball that this team. Do I think it's
And I
going to
think
matter?
Leo
No, I don't think it'll
Rivas
win anyway,
actually did
but-
it against the advice of Manny Acta. I don't think Manny Acta was allowing that.
Yeah,
I
I
wonder
think
if
that was
Manny.
Rivas.
Look at Dave Roberts. He's just sitting and chilling. Just look at him. He's like, "Yep, we got this game in the bag, baby." And Scott Service is just fuming. Just look at. Oh, he just has a. He has a face of like loser.
Think he might be safe. I actually think he might be safe. It's still a dumb risk, but
If he gets a save, if he's safe, I will show my expression in this way possible.
I think he may get the hand in there. I mean, it's still a dumb.
Oh, I think he's safe, but still was a very dumb.
Yeah, like I mean, I hope he's safe. Oh, call stands, so he's out. Oh, that was
Great.
I actually feel bad for Scott a little bit. He's even going like, what the? He just muttered like, what the fuck? Sorry, I shouldn't have cut. Sorry. I don't know. You might be far enough into the video. I just screwed it for rooftop.
Steve Silver does it better than you do, though. Like,
okay,
when it's like a home run, he's like, "Oh, it's a home run." I'm like, Steve, I haven't called it yet.
Oh, I meant dropping an F-bomb. I didn't want to get you demonetized.
I know that would be tragic, but I know there are few out there that I do know very well that would laugh about that. They would say, "Oh, Karma, you shouldn't have hated on Scott Service so much. Oh, you shouldn't have said." I mean, like, just leave me alone. Scott Service is frustrated right now. Yeah, he should be frustrated at himself. And we're looking at the 2-2. And now the pitch. And a line drive caught by the second baseman, and the ball game is over. Mariners lose the series again and again and again. 3 series lost in a row. Nothing changes. Still a 5-game lead on Houston. And I know that you're probably on sleeping mode, so I think we got to get the heck out of the show as quickly as possible so we can do your show to lead.
Yep.
And before we go, I just want to say thank you to all of you. Thank you for this heavy amount of engagement. Thank you, Ian, for being on this show. Thank you, Steve, for being on this show. Thank you, Jay Trident, for suffering with me in the last parts of the show. Thank you to everyone being on this show. Means the world. I know that sounds cheesy, but again, without you guys and your comments, there is no Rooftop Sports. Without comments, there is no Jay Trident podcast. You'd be dealing with Root Sports going, "Oh, it's okay. We'll get them tomorrow. 1 out of 3 is okay." Yeah, you'd be getting that, but you get people like us that really care, has the passion, and we could say however the heck we want, at least within reason, so we don't get demonetized. But anyways, we got to roll because I got to do Jay Trident's show. So everyone, have a good night, and painfully, go Mariners.